MU about video gaming? Go ahead.
Yeah. There's the echo again.
Oh, let me put my headphones in. Let's put my headphones on.
You don't like having headphones on?
I hate talking on these things for some reason. I wish I had like Beats by Dre headphones, like Bluetooth headphones. It'd be easier. But I got like the kind you gotta stick in the thing with the wire in it. That's why. Yeah.
But yeah. For those of you that don't know, I am a world-class Geometry Wars 3 Dimensions Evolved player. I currently hold the world record for the top score for Retro Evolved Classic and Retro Evolved Classic No Bomb Challenge. And last night, I got the world record for One Life to Live world record, which is basically how far or how high of a score can you get on One Life and One Life alone. I had 2.4 million, which is extremely difficult to get. I'll probably never do that again. But the reason why I love that game is because even though it's a simple game, it's a bunch of small games in a one. You have to calculate your shot distribution, your maneuverability, your reaction time. You have to predict what enemies are going to spawn. So it looks very simple and it's very simple to play, but it's hard to master. Kind of like poker, kind of like chess. And as I was saying before, I think that's what's missing in the video games today, like a Tetris or Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine or any of those other 80s and early 90s kind of classic games. It's just they don't really have replay value. Once you beat a story game, that's it.
Yeah, it is true.
So, and as I said before, 50 years from now, people will still be playing Tetris. Nobody will be remembering Call of Duty Black Ops or Black Ops 2 or Black Ops 3 or Infinity Warfare or Advanced Warfare. Those games they have a purpose, but
Yeah, I think going back to the point you were saying before, like I think one of my biggest pet peeves about video gaming nowadays, and I know I don't get a lot of flack for what I said for this comment, but this is my opinion on this is my opinion on like on gaming today, is that it's not fun anymore. Like it's one of those things where I talk about this all the time. It's like comic books to me. Like I love comic books. But it's the writers, it's the idiot, it's the companies, the shitty ass reboots, and fucking you got people who don't even like comic books who fucking write them, and it's like they don't even like the characters. They talk shit about the characters, they blocking the fans and whatever. And it's like when you look at gaming nowadays, like I remember growing up on the N64. Like I grew up on the N64, Super Mario, shit like that. I had fucking fun with those games. I can't tell you how many times playing Super Mario, dude. Like there was a fucking time where I would play that game, Super Mario 64, playing. If y'all know about the cheat coins, that if you get 100 coins, you get 100, you get the star, you instantly get a star, and you ain't got to go through the fucking patents and shit to get one, and just like you get so many stars with the shit. But it's like I look at video games nowadays and I just find them as boring as hell. Like I just can't enjoy them shits no more because it's like everything is so goddamn online. I hate look. I hate digital shit because I prefer physical media. Like I technically prefer physical media because I feel like physical media is so much of a better genre to be into. But like if you like gaming nowadays, like I feel the same way with MU. It's like gaming nowadays, it's like they don't have that lasting effect no more. Like the Battlefields of the world, like the Call of Duties, the 2Ks or the Mans of the world, like it's like they fun to play, but like I don't get nothing out of them. Like I don't even buy a sports game no more because like I don't like. Well, fuck it. Why should I spend $60 on a sports game? The same shit every year, you know?
Yeah. The trend that, specifically in America, the trend that we have is soldier, pointing a gun at another person or alien or whatever, and on the scope. So that's what sells. And from a game publisher's perspective, as I was saying before, I completely understand. Business is about maximizing profit and cutting as much loss as possible. So I get it. Yeah. I get that multiplayer games, that's what's in. That's what the kids want to play, and that's what sells. And a game like a Geometry Wars or like a res gun or anything like that, That's going to be geared to
However,
more like the older crowd, like the people that are in their 30s or in their late 20s, that they grew up with
however, it
those.
wouldn't hurt. However, it wouldn't hurt to at least put in like a little 5 hour campaign offline, and it could even serve as a little tutorial on how to play the game. Because I know Star Wars Battlefront, even though it's a shitty game, did that, and they're going to do that again, just like how Battlefield One had the little 5 hour campaign offline as well.
Right. I think the problem where we're at right now, Mortify, is that people want multiplayer, but they don't want online only games. So they want some semblance of a single player, but it's kind of they don't want a game that's geared towards single player because hey, I want to play with my friends online and everything. But we've seen the backlash of Titan One and online only games and stuff like that. I don't know. I think single player is dying, but I grew up on single player. I don't
Yeah,
even
me
really
too.
like multiplayer.
Yeah. I don't, and be honest with you, I hate online because to me, I feel like the online
I gotta
community,
stop you right there though. Single player, even though you may think it's dying, there are numbers and facts and stats to show that it's actually still the vast majority. Like the majority of gamers are still single player gaming.
Okay,
And
so
when you
when
look,
they
and let me
say,
finish,
okay, go ahead.
and when you look at games like Call of Duty, for example, even though multiplayer, even though the crowd for the multiplayer may be the most vocal, the vast majority are actually the silent single player gamers who like to play the campaign or battle against bots.
Okay, so the data that you were looking at, did they include mobile games in that data?
I'm talking about console games.
Okay, so I don't know the data. I'm just going by I'm just looking at the market and what games that they're releasing. Like Destiny 2, like I've never played it as a first person shooter. Everybody knows how I feel about FPSs.
man, fuck
I know
Destiny,
that
man.
their big selling point is multiplayer.
Which is
Um,
bullshit, though. Which is bullshit because I played the first Destiny. I fucking hated the first one. I hate that game.
I
yeah,
have
But that's just me
numerous
personally.
gripes with the game Destiny, and it's not because of multiplayer. I've already embraced that. I mean, I've already put hundreds of hours in the games like Battlefield 4 and Battlefield Hardline, so I'm already in there. But the reason I dislike Destiny is because there's a lack of overall content. And they make you grind so much. They make you put in days and weeks just to
right,
get a single gun. I don't like that at all.
right. Or you have to pay buy a DLC and you don't have to worry about grinding microtransactions.
hmm
Right.
And
Yeah.
then, and then another thing that they did with Destiny 1 is that they took out content like raids and what do you call those? Where you are with where you are with other people, you're spending like 30, yeah, raids. They took out raids content that was already in the base game, and then they gave it back to you for a discount price called the Taken King, which was an overpriced DLC in which they essentially gave you back the content they took out and added in content that should have already been in the game from the very beginning.
Question: do you all think that because companies do shit like that, do you think that maybe 5 to 10 years down the road we could see another video game industry crash?
I don't know.
Technically, it's happening right now. It technically is happening right now. I mean, people. I mean, here's the thing. Around 2012, 2012, 11, 12, and 13, I was a hardcore gamer, dude. I pre-ordered a whole bunch of games. I remember Batman Arkham City. That was 2012. I pre-ordered that. I pre-ordered Call of Duty Black Ops on PS3 when
Black
PS3
Ops
came out.
2.
Yeah, Black Ops 2. I pre-ordered all that shit. And then like when I stopped pre-ordering shit because I feel like one, Like, oh, the last game I pre-ordered was Batman Arkham Knight, and I feel like I got my money's worth, even though I feel like the Batmobile pissed me the fuck off half that damn time because it was 80% Batmobile, 20% Batman, which is because I just want to beat motherfuckers up. I didn't want to. I got used to the car. I was like, okay, just whatever. I don't even care about Batmobile no more. But like when I talk about gaming, I feel like a gaming crash has already happened. It's kind of like the comic book industry. It's like the comic book industry. But I compare gaming to comic books. It's like people are not buying games anymore because one, the company's gonna fucking find someone to fuck you over. And I'm gonna go back to the point you were saying before, Mortify, about like gaming nowadays. These not these comic book companies, but these companies nowadays with their bullshit lack of content. You got downloaded like Injustice. Like I wanted to buy Injustice 2 because I wanted to buy it, and it was like, well, you gotta pre-order it at GameStop and you'll get Darkseid for free for like an extra DLC. How about you put the motherfucker in the goddamn game and I buy the goddamn game? Give me the full game. I don't want no half broken. I don't want no, even if the game is like still working. I want the game. I want all of the content, man. I understand you got to make money in the back end. I had no problem with that. Do the extra content. You give us the full characters and you give us 20 brand new characters at that point. I don't mind that. But if you sit there and say, you know what, we'll keep 20 brand new characters out the game and you got to pre-order it to get these 20, that's the dumbest shit ever. I'm like, that's why I don't fucking buy games no more, because they fucking rip you off with their bullshit, man.
Yep. And then another thing that's becoming more popular with Shadow of War, this was a game I was very much anticipating, but a lot of this died down for me, is that they're adding microtransactions into more full $60 games. And this is a single-player game. This is a single-player campaign-centered game, and they're adding fucking microtransactions for you to get better orcs. Because there's going to be this whole castle warlord system to where you could battle other people's, I guess you can say, castles and areas online. So they're going to add in microtransactions so people can take a shortcut and ease this shit up, thus effectively cheating in the game, in my opinion.
Let me ask you. Well, I've seen a video on YouTube. I don't remember the name of it, where they were saying like the overwhelming majority of gamers won't buy the microtransactions, but there's that 1% that have no problem putting down $3 and $4 and $5 grand on microtransactions.
What the fuck?
Yeah, especially like on like Final Fantasy and games like that. They spend that money. So from like a plus EV minus EV standpoint, from the company's perspective, it's plus EV for them to have microtransaction because they have that 1% that will spend that money.
No, that seems retarded.
Let me say this. If you are the kind of person who would spend microtransaction money, take, for example, the little shark cards in GT Online, go fuck yourself. You are harming gaming. You are just as dangerous to gaming as the fanboys for Microsoft that give them a pat on the back every time they do something stupid and try to defend them. Fuck you. You are hurting gaming.
Yeah, really.
Harsh words.
No, that's true. It really
I agree with that. But yeah. What do you think, SFM? We're talking about how shitty the game industry is, and right now we're talking about microtransactions.
So microtransactions. You're talking about like when you get all those because I remember the Final Fantasy, because I'm a huge fan of 9. I played 9. I never got all the way through. Something always happened where I couldn't finish it. But and then what was it? It was I think is it 14? The one, no, is it 14 or I think it's 14, the one that's online only.
I think so.
Yeah, besides buying the goddamn game, you literally have to sign up for a subscription through them.
Oh,
and then there's a bunch of there's like all this other shit that went along. I'm like, well, I'm not doing that. I'm all right. Because that's a little too much. See, I can understand buying the game because they made it like an MMORPG. And because Final Fantasy was going through that phase, they didn't want to become irrelevant. So they that's when they started fucking around with shit like the Final Fantasy type O, and then that's the reason why 15, because type O you could see that sort of like even though it was a full game and it was done, you could see that sort of like a beta testing of that play style. So that's the reason why 15. got such the promotion it did, because they saw the responses and everything like that and did the tweaks possible to make it actually doable, playable, enjoyable.
Well, guys, let me play the devil's advocate here. I am, let's say, the game company, right? And I tell you that making a game like let's say a Final Fantasy 15 costs $500 million. I know it doesn't, but let's say it does for the sake of argument. And I have to make that money back, right? What I have to, or rather, the best way that I think I could do it is microtransactions. What other way is there?
Well, what other way is there? Let's see. You could, for one, put out an overall better product that would draw people to buy your game more. Two, put out good quality DLC, like an expansion pack that would add a brand new map or something. And then, let me say this. Have such a huge budget in the first place, because I know the majority of these games, there's just too much money put towards marketing. A lot of the money, like 50% of it or something, isn't even towards the game. It's towards marketing it on these channels, marketing it on these websites, when spend $100 million marketing your fucking game. Tell people it's out, inform, you have people sign up to your email newsletters, right? Inform them. It doesn't cost $100 million to do that. You don't need to have your customers. You do not need to have $100 million spent on these 30-second advertisements on these dying television channels.
Spot on about that, though. Hi, guys. Johnny Midnight here.
What up, Johnny?
Was that a hi, guys, or a hi, guys?
Fuck you. Hi, guys. We're going to talk about video games today. Anyway, they need to be more politically correct. No, but seriously, Mort's completely spot on about that. I know one of the guys that was part of the marketing and branding campaign who worked at Microsoft for Halo 3. It was the most expensive marketing campaign at that time for any media product in fucking history, even more so than the Star Wars movies. And they even changed the Mountain Dew to be called gaming fuel for Halo 3. It was that fucking far. Oh yeah.
That's stupid as shit. They realize the game. Here's the thing that I find the most hilarious thing. The game pretty much markets itself, right? If it's a good game, people like it. People are going to tell other people about it. People are going to play it. They're going to always talk about, like, how gamers work. Number one, if you meet somebody who's an actual gamer, they won't shut the fuck up about their favorite game or the company they love about the game and all. They won't stop it. Literally, there are people go check some of them forums and shit. You'll see motherfuckers getting straight up just in like fucking fights online about a company, this gaming company and this game, like all that shit. I'm not bullshitting. They get serious about it.
Hey man, fuck you. My games are absolutely great. And I recommend all of you to play. All right. A couple games I've played this year. The Witcher 3, buy that. Sniper Elite 4, definitely buy that. That's a must cop. Watch Dogs 2, it's a pretty good game. Anyway, on a different note,
I told you.
Why pay $100 million to have your chance to have an advertisement of 30 seconds placed on a dying TV channel that nobody's watching, when you don't have to pay PewDiePie, Jacksepticeye, or any of these big YouTubers a penny? And these people get a fuck ton more views than these dying TV channels. You don't have to pay PewDiePie, who has like 60 billion subscribers, any money, because he's going to do videos on that himself, and that is going to be the best advertisement for your game right there.
Well, not only that, too, you actually get to watch him play the product to see if you want to bother with it in the first place, especially when he does a Let's Play or really in-depth review of it. And you're not going to get that from a 15-second TV spot. Buy Halo 3 and get a 6-pack of gaming fuel, motherfucker.
That was fucking shitty ass game. But no, it's like when they used to have the gaming stores. Like well, I know they still got them, but let's be honest, they're pretty much dwindling out. Like the GameStop and shit like that, or even when you went to places like Myers or something, and you know they'd have this thing right there with the game, and they'd have the controller right there, and you'd be able to play, see if you actually wanted to play like buy the fucking game. Because even when you watch some of these,
that's when I did that too.
Yeah, because even when you watch some of these, like the previews for the games, like they have the trailers and shit, that's not indicative of the actual gameplay at all. That's just something to make it look fanciful and nice.
Half the time that shit isn't even in-game play. It's just something that some animators made to, get you the feel of what you might get if you buy this. And
why do you think people like those? What do they call those conference things? Because if you subscribe to certain channels, you'll see them all the time when they have those events where they'll show the gameplay and somebody's showing somebody describing the game and where the company's gonna go, all that shit.
Mm-hmm.
And that is something more because, that's why those gaming channels are so fucking big. Because my thing is, they're showing you gameplay. They're showing you actually playing the fucking game. They're not showing you a commercial about the goddamn game. Because you want to know exactly what you're getting into. I don't want to spend 60 fucking bucks, and it turns out I hate that shit.
Yep.
So the whole thing about spending on marketing and the shit they're doing, well, they're milk appling the fuck out of themselves.
Yeah, they are. Exactly.
And I would just like to add, praise Gabe Newell, praise that sweet baby Jesus, praise Valve for these Steam refunds.
Yeah,
praise
exactly.
That's why I have no problem getting my Steam keys third party. Some people have said they've had some issues with them. I never have any issue with that. And I don't mind because I literally I can buy it at a discounted rate. And as far as refund, don't care about that because I didn't pay as much for it anyways. Not a big deal.
Yeah, I got a refund on PUBG. I might get it again during the holidays, but thank goodness, man, because I was just getting overly frustrated with that game.
That's why I always wait for sales.
I got a refund on Ark Survival Evolved. That game is terribly unoptimized. I was running that shit on a 970, and I was getting pissed for frames.
You actually got that game? In a way, and fuck.
This was like a year back.
Yeah, well, I'm trying to think around the Ark, the whole thing, because I remember there was well, I'm trying to remember what happened, and it was something that let me know that I wasn't even going to fuck around with the game. Because that time around, wasn't that around the time they released that one stupid ass game about going to space?
Oh, No Man's Sky.
Oh yeah, No Man's Sky was a big piece of shit. I didn't buy it, but I watched Let's Plays of it, and I was like,
fuck that game, man.
Speaking of games, I'm playing City Skylines. It's a pretty good game if you're into city building. It's better than Sim Cities.
Simp City. Bunch of milk apple buildings and shit. Like, oh, it's spa, and here's where I could get some man makeup.
Oh, and I saw MU playing that Players Unknown Battlegrounds. I ain't buying that shit.
Yeah, it's a good game. It's just slow paced, and you have to be pretty good for you.
I ain't got time for that.
Yeah,
I barely got time. Period.
It takes time to get good in that game. A lot of time.
I need a quick game, fast paced, because I probably ain't gonna be able to play like that.
It is basically another generic battle royale shooter game.
Yeah,
but that game is raking in the mad money.
It is. I think they have like 8 million people online.
Damn.
I can't wait for them.
Damn.
Yeah.
I can't wait for them to toss in microtransactions. I hear that shit.
They've already done it. They've already done it, Mortified. They have it with the crates where you can get like different outfits and stuff. They started that like 2 months ago, and the community, they got upset, but it doesn't matter because they didn't leave the game. So they're still playing.
I mean, I ain't no Killing Floor 2, which is one of those killing fucked up demon zombies wave thing. There ain't no campaign in that shit. I need a story. I need a campaign. I need missions.
Well, there's no story, but you can, however, play it offline. And there is plenty of content offline, as in leveling up your character. And as you play and go through the waves, you get money to buy better weapons.
Oh,
and,
okay.
better
So basically, it's
character.
Call of Duty Zombies without the Call of Duty. What?
Well,
Call of
actually,
Duty Zombies with an
play
RPG
online.
factor to it. I'm not. All right, I'm not shitting on the game. All right, I'm not doing that. I only played a little bit of it, but then I had some shit to do, so I didn't really. But I just was trying to get the feel of what it was.
I know, like a lot of
yeah, this weird ass silence. Like I just did some travesty or something.
No, yeah, we had to think about it, man. But
what the fuck did I just do? Hold up. Wait a minute. I wasn't fixing on it because like there's a lot. Like literally last night, tired as hell, but I was listening to the Travcast and so I started up this game, Space Hulk Deathwing, and so I played through the tutorial.
Warhammer.
And it actually, like, yeah, Warhammer, yeah. And I actually kind of like it. Just by playing through the tutorial, I'm like, damn, this kind of dope. They got multiplayer, like there's a whole team that you work with and all this shit. I think it's just off that little bit. I just wanted a lot. Like I got a lot of games, but I play a little bit just to see.
So it's co-op. It's co-op.
I think they do have that because I know there is teams in there. And so yeah, and they got a multiplayer mode, so there's got to be some co-op shit going on in that bitch.
By the end of the stream, all of you should be buying The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt, along with the Knights of Tucson DLC.
Yeah, no, that DLC is one of the best DLCs I think that has ever been programmed in video gaming history. It's really, really good. But I mean, Witcher 3 is not just free roam, which I like. I think I love fucking free roam. I hate ride the rail games. But man, the story on top of it, though, the plot and everything. The guy, he's Polish. He wrote it. I mean, he wrote the story. These were not just like some third-party video game authors or anything like that. It's like everything had to meet his seal of approval. And he's some old motherfucker. He's like 75 or something now. He's been writing Witcher books since Poland was communist, man. I mean,
damn.
I can't read Polish, but they're all in Polish. But
well, that's good though. I mean, that he has that much.
Only Polish thing I know is Quagochek. That's it.
What the fuck was that? Cracker Jack?
What the fuck is that?
It's a Family Guy thing.
Is that Polish? Okay.
I don't know, but I know Tekken 7 they got it on Kingwin for like $30 for anybody who's interested in that.
Well, I got the offline version.
One thing about like
we'll call it that.
You can
exactly. I'm guilty of shit. I did it too.
Now,
I like the
Now speaking of games, what's your guys' opinion of the upcoming and beastly, soon-to-be game of the year, South Park: A Fractured But Whole? And their
those motherfuckers. How long has it goddamn been? Does anybody remember?
It's coming out October 17th.
That shit was supposed to be out last year.
Yeah, Stick of Truth came out in 14, I think.
They've been pushing that shit back and pushing that shit back and just God damn.
I think it's gonna suck ass though, man. I think they keep.
Yeah, I don't trust anything that's been in development hell. That'd be like Nukem Forever. Arguably one of the suckiest fucking video games since E.T. the Extraterrestrial.
They made an E.T. game?
Man, don't bring me. Don't run.
Well, yeah, back in '82.
There's people that are already playing it online. There's people that already have some gameplays of it. If you're skeptical about it.
Bullshit. I'm
having fucking. I have an ET. I have Vietnam flashbacks. That damn ET game. Fuck that game. Man.
Yeah, fuck it too.
Whenever you want to look back at why
that already have
what?
There's people that already have walkthroughs.
How the fuck they have a walkthrough already?
If you're skeptical about it.
It's Star Wars.
What?
Battlefront.
No, I'm talking.
What the fuck?
I'm talking about South Park: Fractured But Whole. So when you start the game up and you create your character, there's this difficulty slider. I'm sure Johnny already knows about it.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So basically, if you want to play on easy mode, it's pretty much making fun of the SJWs. But if you want to play on easy mode, your character's going to be white. If you want to play
Right.
on hard mode,
Damn,
your
what the
character's
You got, yeah, the hardest. You got to be a black
Hell no. All right, so it's not available to buy, but it's people got it. How the fuck?
Yeah, no, like I read all about it.
YouTubers were able to play. YouTubers were able to play a part of it early before the release. It's nothing
Marketing.
Yeah, because they want those people to at least show preview the episodes while they play them and stuff to see if people want to actually go. It's total marketing to see if they actually want to buy the damn thing. So like, yeah, if you want to play on easy mode, you're like this white milk apple SJW.
So you know what, man? You know what? Like, I'm gonna say this because I'm pretty sure I'm getting flat for this shit. Look, I don't mind watching YouTubers like play the game, whatever, so and so. But those people, like, it's like I forgot the username, YouTuber name. He was playing the video game. He was playing, I think, the beta for Call of Duty, the new one, the new Call of Duty. And I was looking at this shit, and I was like, I guess he was getting paid. He was getting paid to play the game. I was like, this shit look terrible, man. I'm sorry, man. This game boring as fuck, dude. Like, what? Like, and that's the thing about me is that I don't care about the YouTubers playing the game because I feel like it's like that's the thing about me about video gaming today. I can't get into the shit because I feel like I prefer the old gaming where developers didn't have as much money. They actually had to fucking put their foot into the project and actually give you a full game. And I was like, fuck gaming today, man. Like,
yeah, like in the old days of Bethesda, even back like with Oblivion and Morrowind. I mean, man, they had to fucking make a really good game. They had DLCs, but it still was solid upon release. I'm never buying any early access game ever again. Sword of the Stars Part 2, man, that fucked me in the butt. I hate Micron. I hate motherfucking Kerberos. They're never going to get another dime out of me.
Yeah. I mean, but the thing about gaming today is like comic books. Like, I'm fucking tired of the people that bitch about the shit. Like, it's the same thing. It's like I put comics and gamers in the same category. Both industries are fucking dying. And it's like they don't know what the fuck they doing. You got the studios, you got not the studios, but you have the comic book companies putting out shitty comics, and you got game developers giving you a half broken ass game. Look, first of all, if you have 2 to 3 years fixed on your damn game, if you working on that game, I never forget this game. I love Batman, but I say fuck this game, and I will never ever buy.
I was gonna ask you that. Would you buy any Batman game? Because I love Batman too, and what
was that game called? Batman Arkham Origins Batman Arkham Origins with Deathstroke was the main. I think it was Black Mass the main villain, and it was that game. I played the game. I pre-ordered that game. And once I beat it, because I was trying to face Riddler and shit, try to get all the goddamn fucking question marks all over the damn city and shit. And there was one part I'm stuck on the damn bridge. And they technically whatever, and it's supposed to be on the bridge, but it's nowhere on the bridge. And the developer was like, I think what WB Montreal was like, well, we're not gonna fix the game. I was like, fuck you and stop playing that damn game, bro. I was like, I'm trying to beat this game 100%. Y'all ain't even trying to address the damn problem. And it had dumb ass.
And why can't they? I don't understand why they didn't fix that. They fucking sold out on that big time. They were making millions of dollars. People were eating it up like motherfucking breakfast. Yeah. And they still didn't have enough. Yeah, exactly. And they still don't have any. They still don't have the gumption to fix that one small problem. I know they have the money.
Yeah, and the shit that pisses me off the most, I feel the same way. I still feel the same way as SFM. That these games be broken as fuck. I'm talking about all the games be broken as fuck. That you gotta have a fucking patch. You've been working on this game for 5 fucking years. Why you gotta patch some shit you've been working on for 5 fucking years? Get up off your lazy ass and actually give a good fucking quality product. And that's
do your job.
Yeah, I can't here's the thing. It's like me being a comic book writer and they say, no filter, man, look, I don't like you need to fix your typos in the thing. And I'll be on Twitter like, fuck you, and I don't fix the damn typos. And they be like, I'm not buying no comic book no more. And they paying me, technically they keeping me alive here. Like, no, you gotta listen to the consumer. Like, I hate that bullshit. And the fans be like, man, Arkham Origins is the best Batman game ever. No, fuck that game,
actually,
man.
I can put it in comparison. It's sort of like just like with The Sims.
Yeah.
The thing is, the guys are saying, well, this is shit. I'm not putting no money in it. And the Simpsons are fucking thirsty. They're like, well, I'm gonna do it anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah, the brand loyalty guys.
Yeah,
Man, fuck brand loyalty.
exactly.
You know what? I gotta admit, like when it comes to Batman and the
Yeah.
new
You guys are
Batman
talking
video
about
game,
consumer loyalists.
I have to say I'm a fanboy.
That's-
I would probably buy any Batman game that came out except for the Lego ones.
Yeah.
Go ahead,
I know exactly who you guys are talking about. You guys are talking about consumer loyalists. Some of the
Yeah.
worst consumer loyalists are Microsoft fanboys, known
Fuck
as
that.
Xbots, and Nintendo fanboys, known as Nintendobots.
They're all girls.
And
though.
Oh my god, man! Don't get me started on
So
Nintendo.
here's
fan.
one. All right.
Go ahead.
So here's one. With the whole the whole Xbox One X
I knew it.
is a straight. Yep, you can tell when I'm about to go with this. It's going to be a straight up failure. First off, Microsoft does not even have any exclusives. Wars, Gears, you can get that on PC from the Windows Store.
Yep.
A lot of the other exclusives, like Dead Rising, come straight on out on these on the Steam store. So with that, and you have to consider that for a lot of games, there's not going to be a 1080p 60 FPS mode, and these games are going to be running at 30 frames 4K.
Even if you got a
K6,
PC, even the
This is
PC.
supposed to be a 4K gaming machine. This is supposed to be uncompromised gaming. Well, guess what? 30 frames is compromised. You're not getting the full frames.
Yep.
So hold on. So couple of questions. You could do 4K 30, but you can't do 1080 60?
I'm saying that there's not going to be a mode for some of these games. There's one game, I think it's the new Assassin's Creed coming out. 80p 60 FPS mode for that one.
Oh,
Man, fuck Assassin's Creed, man. They gave that a long time ago. Why they keep making them shitty ass games, man?
Because
Fuck
they sell.
Assassin's Creed. I mean, but the thing is, here's the thing about video gaming too. It's like I'm gonna use brand loyalty with these breaking down like Halo. You got Call of Duty. You got Assassin's Creed. Like, I don't even give a fuck about them games no more. I don't care, man. I don't care. Like, I don't like when it on like I think Assassin's Creed 2 was the best one in my opinion. But like the rest of the games, the rest of the games was fucking shit. Like the game's broken and shit. We got glitching everywhere. I brought the last Assassin's Creed game. Man, let me tell you something. That game was so fucking broken to the point where it's like, look, I'm one of those people, like, I don't mind a glitch, like 1 or 2 times glitching, but every time I play that game, it would be like people head missing from the damn body. The fucking wall, like you jumping from, like there was one time playing the game. I'm jumping through a building. I'm falling through a building. I'm like, you know what, bro? I ripped that game in half, threw it in the trash can. I am never buying another Assassin's Creed game. Fuck this game and fuck this franchise, man.
You can't have texture ripping on a platforming game.
Nah, bro. And the shit that pisses me off the most is like the guys y'all mentioned earlier in the stream is like the brand loyalty guys. Like, look, just because like it's like, look, I love comic book movies, I love comics, but let me tell you something, man. Marvel comics are fucking shit. Video games nowadays are fucking shit. All brands are.
But let me play devil's advocate again, because No Filter, me and you are from a different generation, and so the kids, the teenagers today, their old school game may be Halo 1 or maybe Halo 2, who knows? Yeah. But as far as the brand loyalists, the Xbox One X has very few exclusives and it has supposedly 4K, and 4K just isn't there, at least not yet. But it was also reported that the Xbox One X sold out, at least the pre-orders sold out within a day. So, I mean, we may not think it's...
I got a counter with you there.
Go
I got a counter with you, because if you take a look at the Amazon pre-orders, the Xbox One X was number 66, while the SNES was like number 26. That is way low for a very anticipated console. that is supposed to be the big brother to the Xbox One. That's really loud.
Yeah.
Wasn't there some shit about the Scorpion or something like that where they were what were they throwing in that goddamn thing?
Is the Scorpio.
Yeah, they number one, that was a shit show waiting to fucking happen. Any idiot who spends their money right out the gate on that shit is an idiot. Don't do it.
Yeah.
You got no reason to do it. See, my thing is they're gonna try to hype it up like there's all this big difference, and you just have to have it. You need to have it. Again, be smart, stand back, observe, and watch all the other motherfuckers do it. And watch the bitching commence.
But we're talking about, the teenagers in the early 20s. They're not thinking about like that. They just like, I want it, and I don't want to be, day one not be without one.
But that's the fucking stupidest shit in the world.
It is the stupidest shit in the world, but that's how some consumers think. And that's why a lot of these game companies, they continue to make shitty games because there's that demographic that will continue to buy it.
They can't live without it. They gotta have it. They're so fucking
right. But let me ask you this. Why would they buy an Xbox One X when the majority of their friends are going to be on the PS4 or the PS4 Pro? Thus, it still can't compete with its rival.
I don't know. I don't know enough about console. I don't. Well, the argument that I get from people that are consoles that they don't want to use PCs because you have to build your own PC. PCs are hard. Blah 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 blah.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
What?
Yes.
It's super difficult, man. It's like rocket science to build a PC.
But guys, I would say that we are probably in the upper 5%. Most people just don't want to deal with that. They just want
nothing to deal with.
They just want a finished made product, and they don't want to deal with updates. They don't want to deal with installing patches. They just want it done automatically, and they just want to play.
A lot of that shit is done automatically. What the fuck? Number one, as far as OS and all that other shit aside, all you're doing is putting some shit into some slots. You're just reading about it first. Is reading the problem?
You're preaching to the crier. I understand that, but we're talking about like the layman consumer that doesn't want to deal with that shit at all. They'll tell you, I don't want to deal with getting electrocuted or anything like that.
You're not gonna get it.
I understand, but I've heard these excuses. I'm telling you, like we're talking about like the average consumer. They just don't want to deal with it.
What I think the actual excuse for the average consumer is that they're just too intellectually lazy, and overall they're too lazy to put in a little effort to put in a much objectively greater experience. Think about this with the whole automatic thing. You could go to Steam and set your game download updates to be set to automatic even as you're playing the game.
Right.
Laziness. That's
it is.
Problem.
And number one, as far as getting parts and shit like that, you can go to fucking PC part picker, and the shit will tell you if it's not going to be compatible. As far as putting together, like 99 cents, $1, $3, $4, get you an anti-static strap. Mat costs about $10. You don't even really have to do that. Literally, you can just wear shoes and basically touch the outside of the baseball. Goddamn
work, man. And don't you have to find the components and order them online? No. There's a Micro Center. There's a Best Buy up the street. You mean to tell them you can't go into that Micro Center?
Well, I live out. I don't have none of that where I live, but like SFM pointed me to Newegg, and I got myself a really good gaming PC now, so I can play whatever the fuck I want for the next 6 months. Yeah, but thank you for that, SFM. But either way, I mean, what I'm saying is that's one of the things I think a lot of PC-only titles do try to exploit. For instance, I like them grand strategy games like Hearts of Iron. And they got Hearts of Iron 4 on Steam. Now, when we're talking about DLCs and patches and stuff, I understand that Paradox, who programs Hearts of Iron, they are still PC. Yeah, they're specifically PC, and they're still considered a small studio up in Sweden. They don't have a lot of people working on it. But at the same time...
I'm talking about the specs of your computer. The specs you have.
Oh,
There's
I'll
a
tell you
leader
later,
squad
man.
in action.
I'll rig brag privately on that one, but it's an i7 though. But the thing is that what Paradox is doing is they're saying, when you were talking about DLCs, a couple of DLCs are fine, but they want you to, they keep releasing DLC after DLC, and you have to pay for it. You have to pay like $30 to $40 per DLC so you could actually play the finished game. And I looked at it on, they had Hearts of Iron on sale about a month back. No, it was around 4th of July with all the, America stuff going on. And dude, it would have cost me close to $300 on sale. I forget what percentage off it was. It was like 50% off to play the full fucking game.
Fuck that.
I'm like, well, yeah, that's where the DLC gets abused.
I got a question for y'all. If the average consumer was willing to put in the work, wouldn't consoles just naturally die?
Yeah. But it
And
wouldn't be a big
And
deal.
is that a good thing?
It wouldn't be. Here's my thing.
Because
Number one, we all know
competition
this.
is-
The console is nothing but anything. Console is basically just a low-powered gaming PC anyway. That's
Right.
really all it comes down to.
Think,
And they're talking about the ease of user interface. Well, number one, a lot of people need to understand when they're Windows, the reason why your Windows looks the way it is because it's for the ease of user interface. Literally, and this is going to be a big insult. And it's just the truth. Windows is literally for the average idiot because when you go over to, let's say, like Linux or Unix and shit like that, those are the OSs that are really designed for those people who. I'm sorry, but I'm telling you the truth behind why Windows is as it is and why they keep doing the shit they do to it. It's basically because people are so fucking computer handicapped and they don't want people damaging shit because they will do it. And so it's made to basically protect them from themselves and just don't know what the fuck they're doing. And everything is made to be easier for them. Because if anybody remembers when you actually had to type in DOS to start up your fucking OS. You know what I'm talking about. And you know that's the reason why the majority
Tell
of
me
people
more about Linux
use
when you
Windows.
can play video games on Linux.
Oh no, Linux.
Tell me more about Linux where you can play Grand Theft Auto 5 on Linux.
Yeah, the thing about Linux, I do like how they do have their whole community working towards, getting more compatibility and trying to get it up to par with gaming and shit. But let's be honest, that's not something that's just right around the corner. Windows, yes, is always still right now is going to be your best option for gaming. Period. And let me get back on track where I was going, and instead of just doing Sargon of Akkad and calling everybody jackasses.
But Bo can even be compatible with Linux.
No.
Some games on the wine can, but we know that's wine, and so
yeah.
So let's see. No big multi-plat game compatibility. No Vulkan compatibility. Nah, I'm good.
So my thing is, what I was going at is, so when it comes down to, because I was hitting on an excuse that people do use with the consoles. Well, it's so much easier to use. I'm like, well, you can shut the fuck up because as far as I'm concerned with Windows 10, even my virus protector and shit like that, it acknowledges games, all that shit. Everything is right there with these big ass giant, because they're trying to have it resemble like a tablet for ease of start. All that shit is right fucking there. Every goddamn thing. As far as setting it up, like they got wizards and all type of shit. There's no reason why, and in fact, to be honest, there's no reason why the consoles even really need to exist anymore.
Whoa, wait. Doc Cyborg said, Stanford MGTOW, you forgot Windows is now going to Linux Core over Windows GUI. Is that true?
I'm not.
Say that again.
Doc Cyborg said, Stanford MGTOW, you forgot Windows is now going to Linux Core over the Windows GUI.
I didn't know.
Well, I don't know about that, but Windows can run Ubuntu and Fedora.
Sure, but no, he's talking about the Linux core. Like, I do believe that would be the kernel.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if it's
Like the OS kernel?
No, I don't think they're going to the Linux kernel, but Windows can run different flavors of Linux.
Well, yeah,
inside of
everybody
Windows.
knows that, but
Yeah.
I mean, Doc is trying to say that this is just going to be default.
Yeah, I don't think
Can you
Microsoft.
clarify that, John? Could you, Kramer? Could you clarify that?
I mean, Windows really. I mean, they tried to expand because they don't want their programmers to be locked in as just the Windows platform anymore. So they're expanding out to Linux and to Macs and stuff like that. I get it, but as far as Windows using a Linux kernel, hell will freeze over first.
Yeah, that's like giving the baby and the bathwater away. I mean,
For some reason in my mind, I just pictured some dude in like the button-up shirt with the stripes with suspenders, just slamming his fist on the desk saying that shit. What? Hell will freeze over first. Out of your goddamn mind.
where the GPS reports?
No,
yeah.
but my thing is, as far as the whole gaming thing with the console and the PC,
Loneless
in my
game.
opinion, the console doesn't even need to fucking exist.
I agree.
It's just be honest, because the console, like I said, is a low-powered gaming PC.
What, bro? Are you saying Microsoft's bad?
No, I'm saying, well, Microsoft actually do have some nefarious shit that they're trying to pull off, because they are trying to monopolize the whole gaming thing. They are after that. They really want to get rid of Steam. They want to take over that whole market.
Yeah.
I mean, it's really as obvious as fuck what they're after.
Yeah.
My thing is, that's not a good thing to let them do that. Some people are like, well, cool. It's one of those things where it comes down to
Microsoft's been trying to help everybody.
No, they're not. They're trying to help themselves.
Spencer.
Because you don't want them. There's a reason why you don't want monopolies. There's a reason why you don't want somebody like Microsoft to be like monopolize the whole gaming industry and all that shit. Is because after that, it's basically they do what they want and you get what you get, but you still pay more or the same.
Yep.
Literally, they become basically the dictators of the gaming world, and that's the last thing you want.
And from the programming perspective, so I don't know if you all have ever heard of the Universal Windows Platform. Have you?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so basically, it's a platform where you create an application once, and you can deploy that application to Linux and to Mac OS X without recompiling. They try to do the same thing with gaming. Well, actually, you can't do the same thing with gaming with IoT and all the other stuff. The downfall of the UWP is that you don't get an exe anymore. You get like a UWP file, which is encrypted. So imagine video games being like that, where you can't create mods unless they give you the authorization to do so. You can't do any sort of edits or any. It's basically another lockdown system.
Universe. Let me ask you something. Do you or do you not trust your corporate overlords? You can trust them, man.
I love the idea of the Universal Windows platform. I don't like how it's implemented though. I would love to create one application and never have to worry about recompiling it ever again.
I mean, that's the problem, Universe. Great ideas are often poorly executed.
Right.
It sounds exactly like that kind of situation. Man, right. That's almost like that's like the universal income of computers.
Right, and that's why the Windows Store ultimately failed, because people just don't want to deal with it. Also, you don't really have to even deal with the store on the Windows platform. Now we can get the exe off of some site and stuff like that. So I mean, it's just
people will get that too.
Yeah,
that's how it is. So. Doc Cyborg says Microsoft is making a deal, so Linux is now under the hood.
Yeah, I don't buy it. Microsoft basically are doing their own distribution, a Linux distribution of
You linked an article right there from
I mean, if it's a spinoff, it's different. If it's a commercial spinoff of the Linux kernel, as opposed to them just using like the kernel itself, that's a different thing. Now, if they're making the kernel where it's compatible with Linux apps, and if it's still closed source, that's different than the kernel being open source, which I don't think Windows will ever do, or Microsoft rather.
So what would be the gains for the user of Microsoft implementing a kernel underneath a Windows UI?
Do you mean the Linux kernel?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, my thing is,
Linux
I don't
kernel
see
being
Windows
put into Windows.
Microsoft ever doing the open source shit. I don't.
Well, they have.
no.
They have open source a lot of their projects. But as far as Mortify's question, if they are implementing a flavor of the Linux kernel, you better believe one, it will be closed source, and two, it'll still be compatible with all x86 apps, Windows apps. That is, it has to be. Otherwise, who's going to buy it? So you'll see increased compatibility with Linux apps, and you'll still be able to run your same Windows apps. That's what I'm predicting. I mean, I really don't see how they can go a different route than that.
I don't know. Something's fishy. I don't buy it. Something's off.
Well, they're trying to get the open source market. They're trying to get the people that are on Linux over to Windows.
That's not gonna work.
If you're a developer that works on both the Windows and Linux, and you don't want to deal with virtual machines anymore or VMware, then yeah, then a Windows with a Linux compatible kernel is actually a godsend, because you don't have to deal with virtual machines and slow down your systems.
Well, I'm hearing the good sides, but hearing the good sides, you don't only want to hear the good sides. What would be some of the downsides to that?
Well, again, the lockdown system. I don't know if this will be implemented in UWP. I don't know. I'm just speculating off the top of my head.
Trust the corporation.
Yeah,
Well, the corporation loves you, man.
You better believe there's going to be a catch.
That's what I'm saying. I'm trying to think like, well, so what the fuck would be?
Dude, there's pictures and videos of the CEO helping poor, impoverished children in Africa. That sounds like people.
The fuck does Africa have to do with?
That's right. Every 60 seconds, a minute passes in Africa, you motherfuckers.
What the fuck?
But yeah, I think the only reason why they haven't done it, at least with Mac OS X, because of licensing issues, I think Windows would love it if Mac developers and Linux developers came onto the Windows, use the Windows development kit to make their apps. So then Microsoft can come up with more lockdowns. And I just told you all one with the UWP, and it's coming. I mean, because that's where Windows, their mobile platform is a failure, at least right now. And UWP is their response to be relevant in development market. What does this have to do with gaming? Well, if game publishers start making the games in UWP, then you have no choice than to deal with UWP. That's the downside. The good side is that now your games will run on Linux compatible kernels, and they can also run on Mac OS X. That's the good side. Again, I'm just speculating. I don't know for sure.
Also, another positive, you all can buy your stuff from the Microsoft store, right?
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah, you don't have to go to that silly Steam. I mean, Steam, what is Steam?
Yeah.
I think they got bought out like a year ago. I don't know. They're down the route. Go to that Microsoft store. Buy it.
You better believe that's
like $90 a game. You'll be all right.
Yeah, you better believe that will be next. Yes.
This is what I don't want to happen. My thing is on anyone who sit there like,
don't forget.
My thing is, well, now you've put it at a stagnant, fucked up point. Because again, they're going to be the dictators in charge of what you get. You get a shit sandwich, you better like it.
Don't forget, PC gamers, from now on, if you want a game, you better upgrade to Windows 10. And that's going to be $100 down payment just the game right there.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, because I love how they went with that shit.
Go to Windows 10.
A lot of people who are freaking out.
It has DX12.
I remember seeing a lot of people freak out. They were like, wait a minute. So the newer games, I can't play them unless I upgrade to Windows 10, right? I'm like, what the fuck did you just say?
Windows Vista all over again.
Like, Jesus Christ, I don't fall for that shit.
Now, no filter. My question is, do you see, you were talking about a possible video game crash, a second one. Do you see it being like the first one where the consoles crashed, but the PC, or at least, computer games, continued to make money? What do you think about that?
I think PCs are the future. Like I think that PCs is the next generation. I think they are the true next step for everybody to reach. Because I want to get a
Hell
PC
yeah.
one day. I'm not at that point yet now, but for it. But like I think PCs like with SFM and SFMU Johnny and Mortify and even MGTOW Universe, you guys are ahead of time. I think that you guys get it. And I think I'm still on console, so it's like to me, I don't got time. I don't want to be looking up videos, watching stuff to put a PC together. But I think I got the capacity to do it. But I think that the reason why I'm saying I think an industry is going to die, is going to crash, is because too much bullshit going on. It's like I'm using Destiny as a prime example, right? Destiny, right? Like I played Destiny. Thank God to put no money into that shit, because I have friends who play Destiny, who put hours and hours and Destiny into that shit. And guess what happened? They give you a half broken ass game. They give you half broken ass game. When the game wasn't broken, they give you a half ass game when it comes out. And then they said, you know what? If you pay $100 for the Tekken King DLC, you get all this DLC, but you gotta do this other stuff. And then if you pay another $100, you get this extra loaded gun with the skin on it. And it's like it's too much bullshit going on. From the MU standpoint, I can see from MGTOW Universe standpoint of like, yeah, a company just like any product, you want to make money, so you overcharge the consumer. But they're gonna become a point where the consumer gonna say, you know what? First of all, I'm getting tired of getting a half-ass broken ass game. Broken. I'm getting tired of getting a half-ass game. I'm getting half-ass content. I'm getting this lack of story, multiplayer fucking search. Like I tried to play Street Fighter 5 when it first came out. That server was broken as fuck. Like that game was so fucking broken. I like fuck this game, dude. No,
and
same thing.
There was missing content.
Yeah.
Like arcade mode, for example, that wasn't in the game. And Capcom's excuse was pretty much, but we want to have a different, unique kind of game platform where we gradually give you all the content that should have been in the game over time. Come on, man.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I was talking about with Hearts of Iron and Paradox, and the same fucking thing with Crusader Kings Part 2. You know, you're not
good enough, boy. And if you're good enough, boy, you'll take the fact that we take away content from you, and then we can sell it back to you for a discount price.
And going back to your question, Johnny, what you just asked me. I think PCs is the future. I think that the consoles are going to crash. These companies are going to lose a lot of money because they invested $100 million in market advertisements, and then like the PC community is going to be doing good, because like I watch a lot of gaming YouTubing channels on YouTube, and they be PCing, they be fucking having fun, mods and shit like that. Like I feel like that's the way to go. That's the future. But I think that with consoles,
I really do. You know, I hope
GTA 5. I'm gonna send you guys a couple of screenshots. GTA 5 mod on the PC is absolutely fun. I need to do some 4K modding on it now. K60 plus game.
Let me
but like going back.
Let me play devil's advocate again.
All right, you and this damn devil's advocate, man.
You could be like,
I don't want to be. I'm not being fake, guys, but I don't want to be like a circle jerk, because I really understand from like the corporation's point of view. So I say, okay, well, you may feel that way about the gaming industry. However, you are part of a demographic that, you may be the largest right now, but maybe in 10 so years, maybe you're not. But most of our games are aimed at people that are in their early teens to let's say 13 to 24 demographic.
Those motherfuckers don't know what they're doing to talk about.
Exactly. Those people don't give a shit. They play the game because it entertains them. They don't care about story. They don't care if they play, Street Fighter 5, that they don't have an arcade mode. You want to know why? Because they grew up on multiplayer anyways. They didn't grow up on single player. And by the way, the gaming industry is making more money than what it always has. So I don't see how it's going to crash.
But in you, I see it from your perspective, but you gotta see it from this perspective.
No, it's not my perspective. I'm just playing devil's advocate. I agree with you 100%.
I think you brought up a good point, but these corporations don't realize that one, you're giving the consumer a half broken ass product.
Right.
So when you give the consumer a half broken ass product, like for me, this is why me and you talked about it before. I'm glad before we started the stream, me and you talked about it before offline. Like I haven't bought a game in months. Like I don't buy games. I don't buy games anymore. Like the only time I go to GameStop is buy Funko Pops. That's about it to me. I pre-order shit. That's it. That's the only thing. I pre-order toys and stuff. But most of the times, like when I go into a game shop, I'm not looking into the game section no more because I don't care about it no more. Like
let me ask you this, not to cut you off, but and I feel the exact same way that you do. Can we say that people in our demographic that we're just gonna drop out of the gaming industry eventually anyways?
I won't say no. It's just that I think people gonna start seeing the bullshit that these corporations keep pulling. Like I said before, I don't even think I don't even necessarily think it's the fanboys' fault. Here's the thing: it's like SFM always said with simps. Like no matter how much bullshit the female put them through, they'll go through hell anyway. It's just like, well, it's like the whole idea is like they go through the shit anyway. So for them, it's like, well, I don't care. Yeah, she beat me, abused me. Yeah, I'm going to court for child support and alimony payments, but I won't get married again because I gotta do it again. Never mind. Time the first time,
reasons because I gotta have it.
You have to. It's like
exactly.
It's like they make excuses. They make excuses up for it. So I think I won't say gaming will just 100% die out. It's still gonna be people playing the games. It's just that people are not gonna be invested into it as much as it is. Like I love comic books. But even I'm starting to hate comic book movies. Like Spider-Man: Homecoming was okay. Wonder Woman was okay. I'm just using those movies as a prime example. Like it's like to me, it's like I enjoyed Logan, and it's like it's too many. It's like I love comic books. Me and John had talked about how much I love comic books. Right,
Yep.
Bro, crazy. I love it. But even I'm starting to admit it. Like when you got movie after a TV show getting a show, comic book show get announced after announced, I'm getting fed up with this shit. I said after Marvel's Infinity War Part 1 and 2, I'm not watching no more Marvel movies. I'm fucking done. Like I don't like the story's already told. You to fought Thanos. I don't want to watch no more Marvel movies. In it are fucking ready. DC and their universe. They keep announcing movies on top of movies. Like no, focus on the product at hand. If you got a game I'm using South Park Stick of Truth Part 2, right? The reason why I enjoyed the first one, I played it. I love the first one.
Fracture butthole.
Yeah. I love the first game, and the reason I'm not excited for the second one because I believe the second one gonna be a huge letdown. Everybody that's going into it, I'm like, oh my god, it's gonna be the greatest thing ever. No, it's gonna fucking suck, and y'all gonna be pissed the fuck off like Fallout. You know how many years it took for a Fallout game and Mass Effect. Look at Mass Effect. People waited years for that game to come out, and guess what happened? That game was shit when it came out. Like the fucking people, like the people talking, like it's a lot of games with that game, a lot of problems with that game that fucked the industry. So the question is that all these popular franchises, yeah, you may have the Halos, the Call of Duties of the world. The people are not gonna be invested into the big franchises. Like I've never been a Halo fan in the first place. Gears of Wars, I never been into Xbox like that anyway, so I can give a fuck about Xbox. I'm a Sony guy. So like to me, it's like Uncharted. Like I brought the last game I brought was last year was Uncharted. The Thief's End. And I thoroughly enjoyed the game, played it and beat it at that point. But after that, and I brought Batman Arkham Knight, and that's about it. All right, that's the last game I pre-ordered. But I tell you all the time, like I'm waiting you do. I don't go when I go into GameStop. It's sad to me. When I used to go to GameStop, I used to look in the gamer section. Oh, this game's come out this month. I'm gonna pre-order this month, so I'm gonna get this game. And I was like, fuck this, man, fuck pre-orders. Like, no, I wait till the game. I wait a couple years for the game to drop off, and when it's Black Friday, I buy the game online. And it gets shipped to me and called it one day. I don't care about gaming no more like that. And like it's not. And it breaks my heart because I grew up on the N64 when developers actually had to give you a full blown full blown complete game, and that's what I miss.
And they should. That's exactly what you should get, man. You should
Yeah.
get a finished fucking product. You don't go buy a book that's like ends halfway in the middle. You know, oh yeah, you know, you're gonna have to wait 2 years for me to finish the rest of the book. And there are authors out there that are doing that shit right now. I'm not talking about like a saga that comes in 7 parts like Game of Thrones or whatever. I'm actually talking about like the base article. You gotta, and it's actually unfair of me to compare it to a book, because if you have a half-finished game, there are so many features that can still make it completely unplayable, and you just shelled out $60 for it.
Yeah,
That's
I mean,
my problem.
it's the same, and it's the same thing to me. It's to me, like I said, I don't mind DLC if you gave me a full blown, like when that what was the Witcher came out, when the Witcher gave you a full complete game, and then when I brought the Witcher the DLC they gave was like I think 20 extra hours of DLC. I played that game. I completed the Witcher 100%. I don't do 100% on every game. The only game I did on Batman Arkham Knight and the Witcher. Because I get to a point of Batman games like, fuck it, I ain't got time to collect all these Riddler trophies. Man, I just want to bash a motherfucking head in and drive Batmobile around the city. That's about it. But like, I'm using The Witcher as a prime example. The Witcher 3, The Wild Hunt. That game is a prime example of people, you know, give me content like that, I'll buy it. But if you give me a half broken ass game, or like I'm using Marvel vs. Capcom, how Marvel and Disney pulling that bullshit, talking about, well, we won't give you, we won't give you, we can't give you the X-Men, we can't give you the X-Men because Fox own that shit. And I'm like, fuck you, man. No, like, give me fucking Wolverine, give me fucking Cyclops, give me Jean Grey, give me Magneto, like, give me the fucking characters I want to play with. I don't just want to play with Marvel characters. It's Marvel versus Capcom. When I think Marvel, I fucking think X-Men. Like, give me that shit. Like, I don't care about your little stupid problem you got with Fox. Take that shit. That's corporate wars. Like, this is a fucking video game. You should not let your personal relationships affect a product. Point blank, bottom line.
Let me ask you some no filter. I think. Go ahead, Mortify.
No filter. Speaking of comics, look in the chat.
Oh, let me check it.
Let me ask you guys a question while he's looking. Because I think this is a bigger conversation on whether, you know, when the demographic is getting older. You know, it's like when we hear our parents and grandparents talking about, well, back in my day, it used to be like this. And I think and I agree with you all, but I think that there's more teenagers and people in their early 20s that don't give a shit. There's a lot more of them than there are of us. So as far as the gaming publishers, they don't really have a incentive to make better quality games and to stop the bullshit as far as microtransactions and DLC. I don't think there's just enough people that gives a fuck. I really believe that way.
Back in my day, I had Pac-Man fever. That shit's gonna happen.
Back in my day, we were gaming on 8-bit.
Exactly.
What gaming is?
I'm actually worried also about like kind of a political factor about it as society gets more and more feminized. You know what happens? How that's going to affect the video game industry pretty soon. What if you have nothing but games girls like? I'm not talking. You know, it's fine if they're making games girls like and making games dudes like us like, but where it becomes completely saturated and you get nothing else new coming out but like makeup face or something.
Any developers stop that from happening though, I believe.
All right, Sonny, it's a match. I'm pulling out my swinging cane.
But going back to what you were saying, I'm bringing a point you brought up, and I think that to me in general, like yes, there's eventually going to happen because we got us, everybody in this chat, we're getting older, so it makes sense. I grew up on the time of the N64 when Nintendo dominated the gaming industry, bro. I remember that. I remember when Super Mario 64 came out, played that game heavily. Smash Brothers, and even though the graphics was kind of fucking shit back in the day, I had so much fun. I literally had so much fun. I had so much fun with the original Mario Kart. Like I had so much fun with gaming back in the day because back in the day it actually was fun. Like I actually got something out of it. Gaming nowadays is more like, man, it's shit nowadays, man. Like, and to me, and it breaks my heart because I grew up on gaming. Like, I want to get into gaming again, but it's so goddamn hard. But I think going back to what you Unbreakable Johnny point, I think that with the way, especially, I look at comic books. Comic books is getting so damn neutered. Like Marvel is taking what you got these new editors and these new writers at Marvel. They keep taking a product. Characters that's been around for 75, 76 years currently. And it's just like you take characters. Iron Man should be popular right now. Tony Stark should be the face of the damn fucking comic books currently. But we got Reed Williams and all this other dumb shit going on. Like nobody gives a fuck about Squirrel Girl or Captain Lesbian. Like nobody gives a fuck about it. Give me Steve Rogers.
Are they selling? Are those comics selling?
No, I was reading an article. I was reading an article recently. And they said that Marvel and DC both are struggling. That people, 25% of the population, of both companies are not selling. Like DC's doing good with their comic books, as far as people love them, but they're not selling because people are not going to stores buying them. And they said like comic book stores all over the country, in the United States alone, is going bankrupt because a lot of these companies saying fuck this shit. I'm not finna fucking buy these books. And they said that a lot of these books don't fucking sell. If they said that the average, if you let's take Iron Man, let's take Iron Man issues, right? Let's take Reed Williams Ironheart comic books. Her comics sell 17,000. That is a bad look. If you go back during the 80s or during the time period when the comic books were selling 100,000, 200,000, a million issues at least back in the day when those comics were popular, when you number ones actually meant something, and it was like, the consumers being fed up with the damn product, and what they don't realize is like I compare gaming to comic books. Both industries are dying. It's just that they're gonna gloss over the fact, the gaming industry is more profitable than it's ever been. Yeah, they want to tell you that shit. But here's the thing: a lot of people are being fed up with it. Yeah, you're gonna have the fucking not the fanboys. You're gonna have the idiots that buy the product because they brand loyalty. Like I'm loyal to Batman. Anything with Batman on it, even with the bad movies, I'll watch. Like, I am. Like I'm a Batman loyalist. Like I have fucking Batman. I have fucking Batman and nothing but Batman action figures on my door and wall. So when it comes to Batman, I am a little biased. I will watch it even if it's a bad movie, knowing that I'm gonna fucking hate it, right? So what I'm saying is that we are all loyal to a certain brand. It's just that I'm starting to see the bullshit and saying, fuck the brand and fuck the loyalty. Shit is shit. And I think that the same thing. Go ahead.
I'll say this: there's one brand that gamers shouldn't ever be loyal to, and that's Nintendo. Because if these people understood the history of Nintendo and what they were like back in the day of the NES and SNES, they would not be defending that. Nintendo back in the day in the 90s were absolute ruthless tyrants to third-party developers.
Nintendo's been around since 1873 as a playing card company. Just
what the fuck?
I'm talking about when they were making video games.
But mortified, the average consumer, they just want to play their games. They don't give a fuck about all that. They just want to play their Mario games. They don't care. They just want to play the games. I don't care about the politics. I don't care about the corporations. I don't care about the antitrust lawsuits. I just want to play my video games.
You realize how that talks about the blue pill fucking simp.
I agree with you 100%. But we all know the average consumer don't give a fuck about any of that.
You should, though.
They should, yes.
They should, though.
But what happened to the devil's advocate that was speaking from the perspective of the corporation? Nintendo was absolutely terrible towards other corporations like Square Enix. They were absolutely ruthless.
Well, I don't know enough about the history of Nintendo to speak on that.
No, I mean Nintendo had extreme copyright control on all of their source coding on all their video games, and they Mort's right. They were tyrannical. You couldn't do shit without their permission. If you were a third party, especially.
Yeah, they flagged my video while I was playing Super Mario. about a month or so. They flagged that.
Are you kidding me?
No, they flagged it. Super
Here's
Mario
another
World on
argument.
Super Nintendo. They flagged it.
Holy.
Here's another one. Nintendo, not only are they tyrannical, not only are they ruthless, but they are anti-consumer. They are anti-you and me. Because if they gave a fuck about their audience, first off, they wouldn't be putting out shitty games. Second off, they would listen to their audience. But third off, they would not be trying to copyright strike people down for just uploading gameplay of their channels.
Right.
And
Yeah.
it gets
You should
even
look at
worse.
the gameplay footage, just free promotion.
Hold up,
Shit.
I'm not finished. It gets even worse. Nintendo even have this content creators program that they want you to sign up through, where they take your money and then they give you a portion of your money back for uploading gameplay of their video game. Fuck Nintendo. Nintendo is anti-consumer. They are anti the average everyday person wanting to play the game and upload gameplay.
That is a
Absolutely
fucked up
terrible
business.
for business.
Yeah, that's a fucked up business acumen. Absolutely, man. You okay? You never pay to work a job, no matter how fun it is, and that's exactly what you described it. Nintendo wants the testers, the beta testers to do online. That's fucking dumb.
But you know what? The sad part, though, the sad part about it is, and it goes back to what you guys were saying before, the brand loyalists. Like, but there's be idiots who sign up for their program thinking, "Oh, I grew up Nintendo as a kid, so I'm just gonna fucking do it." And never mind realize that, never mind the fact that it's taking your fucking money, bleeding you dry. And that's why I often say, like, I at one time I wanted to do a gaming channel. With the way YouTube is with this bullshit copyright and you can't play music doing walkthroughs, which is the dumbest shit ever. I'm like, that's fucking free promotion for your damn song. Like, it's like, and that's the thing for me. It's like, for me, and it's not just getting only in this thing. I think about. I'm not saying no name. I'm not saying almost you guys, but like, there's a lot of gaming YouTubers, PewDiePie, whatever. A lot of these guys. Fuck them, fuck these guys too, because these guys are sellouts too, because they selling you a half broken ass game and they know this game is shit. And they gonna tell you, they gonna tell you, oh yeah.
Like, scream and shout over Slender Man. Help! Slender Man's coming after me. Oh no, it's Slender Man.
Damn, everybody has a soundboard now. Okay. But yeah, I hate that over the top bullshit where they're like they act extra over nothing.
Yeah.
That fake shit.
Well, it's just,
hey guys, it's T-Model. I
again,
have a
the
brand new gameplay of Call of Duty Black Ops 2. Alright guys, so if you like my video, don't forget to follow me on Twitter, follow me on Instagram, and don't forget guys, like this video, share it to your friends, and I'm gonna have a brand new video up tomorrow. Alright guys, it's been T Martin.
And also, here's another thing. With a lot of those gameplay videos where these motherfuckers are over the top. Anybody who plays games, you already know, all that extra shit's not really happening.
Yeah.
You're not jumping and bouncing and fuck around half the time. In fact, if you're really into the game, you know how quiet it sounds except for the button clicks?
Yeah. Now, sometimes I do get frustrated to where I feel like breaking the controller, but that's about it.
Well, no, it's Mario. Mario would do that shit to you. Playing some of the old Mario games? Oh, hell yeah. Oh, hell yeah. That shit gets intense. You might really break some shit. That shit might happen. You might really break some shit.
Yeah, but think but people don't realize. Like for me, that's why I'm saying I'm not investing. That's why I'm not investing into gaming no more because I don't give a fuck no more. And when they announce the game nowadays, I'm like whatever the fuck because I get my I get the gaming forum for GameStop because I'm a pro member and they give me gaming forums. I don't even read them shits. I'm like I used to be heavy into the y'all guys remember back in the day with tips and tricks and they had cheat codes back in the day.
Yeah, I had gaming
magazine.
Yeah.
Yeah, I used to be. I was
popping when there was Attack the Show on G4. Back when G4 used to be a network. That's old as shit. Gaming forum.
Oh yeah, that is back in the day for sure.
Yeah, but like even at that point, like for me, it's like I used to
like game porn.
be heavy. I used to be heavily. You good, stay free. But like I used to be heavy into gaming. I don't even care no more, man. Like. I go to a gaming store nowadays, but I'm like if I'm in Walmart somewhere, I don't even look in the gaming department no more. I just look in the toy.
Well, that's kind of what I was getting at earlier. I mean, like, how many of us guys are gonna be, like, wondering about, and this is kind of from a MGTOW perspective, how many of us guys are going to wind up just feeling that way about video games? Sometimes I get on Steam and I'm like, nope, nothing new good, nope, fuck that, nope.
Exactly.
And I'm feeling that way, but like back like 4 years ago on 4th of July, I was like, woohoo, I got fucking money, I'm gonna buy some games. And I'd come back with a Monty Hall. But now, no, not so much. And
I think we're just gonna drop out eventually over time, anyways. I mean, it's we just all you got to do is just look at the pattern of video games for the past 15 years. You know, most of the games are either zombies or first-person shooters. Yeah, you got some fantasies and some survival horrors, but most of the time it's first-person shooters, and that's what's selling. That's what's popping.
But be honest with you, I this comes from a MGTOW perspective. I treat video games like women, man. I try to stay away from things as far as possible, man. It's too damn toxic, man. It's too damn toxic. Like, I mean, you got
video game gave me fucking herpes.
Come on, man.
Real,
you have to be more. Come on. You have to be more upbeat about this. Hey guys, it's T Martin. Don't forget. Also, I'm now being sponsored by
video games.
Jesus.
Get some Monster Energy drinks. All right, now we're going to get into this gameplay of the brand new World War II Call of Duty. All right, it's your boy, T Martin. So now we have a class setup.
It's like, nah, man. It's like the thing is like, y'all, and for me, like I always said, the thing I say about gaming the most, man, I treat video games like women, bro. I try to stay away things so far as some things possible because it'll be some bullshit. Like I said before, I talked to me and talked before about I wanted to get Injustice 2. And it was like, well, if you pre-order at GameStop, you get Darkseid. I'm like, put the asshole in the goddamn game. I'm not finna pre-order this shit just to get Darkseid, bro. Fuck this shit. And I said, I haven't. Every time I was in GameStop yesterday, I saw that game. I'm like, man, fuck that game. I ain't buying that stupid shit. Hell nah, man. I was like,
because you're able to see what the business model is, and you're immediately you're red pill enough to disagree with it. You know what they're fucking doing to you, and your pocketbook. So
yep. But then there's the 250,000 teenagers that will buy the game just because.
Well, yeah, but I mean, I'm the same way about like some PC games when I find it on Steam. I admit it. I fucking admit it. When like with back to Hearts of Iron 4, it's like, oh shit, I could get like a fully modeled Hungarian Empire if I pay $14. I want to play Hungary, so I'll go and spend $14.99 like a fucking idiot when it should have been in the base game in the first place.
Right.
You know, so right. Not that I have like any kind of Hungarian fetish, guys. Just saying. I want to have a complete game. That's all.
Don't forget, guys. You can also pre-order Destiny 2 and get a free bike, a premium bike. Even though this bike may not get you from point A to point B any faster, it looks pretty cool.
Air not included in the tires.
Hey, no filter. Did you see the Marvel's Capcom Infinity pre-order? They had like 4 costumes. It was one for
Marvel's Capcom Infinity.
Yeah, Mega Man and Ryu. I think the pre-order is like.
All right, number one.
That's their incentive.
That's a big deal. That's a big deal. That's supposed to be the big deal. That's the game changer from Marvel's Capcom 3, which remember they released it on PC. The game changer in Infinity is look, they got Mega Man and Ryu in the same one.
That's bullshit, bro. That's that bullshit I'm talking about, man. Like that's that bullshit.
You understand, right?
Yeah, that's why I can't fuck with it, man.
You want Ryu to look good? If you want Ryu and your Mega Man to look good, you will pre-order this thing. They just look absolutely dapper with those.
Like, does anybody remember what Tekken when Tekken started having a Tekken Force in it, where it was like a sort of like a different from the actual story mode, and technically was his own story mode in itself. And you would sort of be like what do they call those beat 'em ups? You would sort of be doing a 3D beat 'em up. Well, they took that out of.
Oh yeah. That was in Tekken 3, I think. Go ahead.
Yeah, they took it out of 7 because there wasn't a few Tekkens, and they took it out, and literally they didn't add anything to replace it. They just like, oh yeah, but look, Akuma's in here. It's like, what the fuck does that mean? That's oh yeah, well see, we got specials now. No one asked for specials. They ain't supposed to be a special. What are you talking about? But yeah, it's different. No, it seems worse. You took away shit and you added stuff no one asked for.
Well, they can sell. Yeah. They can always sell it in the future as a DLC. Back in PlayStation days, there was no DLC, so you had to get a computer. Right, you had to get a complete game, and on the downside of that, if there was a bug, well, you had that bug forever and ever and ever.
Yep.
Yeah. So that was it.
You couldn't download.
I don't know. It pissed me off because I like Tekken Force.
Yeah.
You know what else is a signal?
I like the scrolling beat 'em up games and the shooters.
You know what else is a signal of the degradation of video game quality? The death of the game demo. Because back in 2008 and 2009, practically every game used to have a demo.
I know. I remember that shit.
Well, they have beta. Well, I would argue that they have beta tests, but some companies have closed beta tests.
Yeah, but you got to pay for it. Most of them. Demos was free.
Yeah, that's true. That's a good point. But why have demos when you have YouTubers and the YouTubers? All you got to do is just do an early release with them, and they'll have like a let's play or a preview or something. You can just watch it.
Because playing a game is different from watching it.
You're right.
You like the game, but you may not like the game playing it.
Correct. Different generation.
You gotta play Telltale games. Y'all be playing the Telltale.
No, it's weird. A lot of motherfuckers now they just enjoy watching somebody playing the game.
No filter, man. I was just about to suggest something to Telltale. Right online, Telltale. Any developers from there listening? Make a motherfucking Telltale Punisher game. That would be so dope. That would be so awesome. I would love to see a Telltale Punisher game.
But the downside to that shit is you're gonna have to pick your ass though before you kill somebody.
Why are they?
What the fuck you gonna say? What the fuck you gonna say? You're a piece of scumbag that sell dope to kids and blow motherfucking head off. No story.
That's Punisher. He'd shoot drug dealers that sell drugs to kids.
See, what's going on? I think really is actually this is the most hilarious part because it happened with cartoons too. See, again, children don't have any fucking money.
Yep.
Okay, I
cartoons
understand.
were originally made.
Maybe it's difficult for you to live. Answer B. You're a piece of shit scumbag. Answer C. You know what? I don't really care. So which answer you going to pick? You have 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, you've chosen answer B.
Yeah, I did it. I knew it.
Same result every goddamn time, but I. Yeah, but my thing is my bad. I was doing something, but to hit back on something you guys were talking about earlier is that's what I was trying to build up towards this. So originally cartoons were actually made for adults, and that's how it was, And then eventually, they started going to kids, and they marketed towards the whole family structure and all that. Get the parents to buy the shit for the kids. But as they're seeing, especially as time goes on, well, yeah, see, a lot of people when you sit back and ask, like, who's really the fan? Well, guess what? It's those grown ass boys. They're the ones who really were into that shit. They're the ones who care about it. They're the ones who buying the stuff, all that. In fact, some of them go on to find careers and gain the skills to work up in the things that they admired as such. The video games and the cartoons and shit like that, be animators and all that, or be game developers. So my thing is, the more they drive towards making this shit, it's not honestly, that's not a lot of shit they're trying to gear it towards. Is not what dudes really want to see. They're trying to go towards broaden the audience, and you know where I'm going with this. Yeah, they're trying to make it more bitch friendly, and they say kid friendly.
Yeah,
I'm like bullshit.
I was worried about.
If a kid grows up and he sees, like I remember when I was young as fuck, going to a homeboy house and playing Resident Evil and shit, and sitting there with dad playing Resident Evil. We all know what Resident Evil looks like. We all know what goes on in that goddamn game. Perfectly normal. That seems perfectly natural. Wasn't traumatized, no shit. But yet the women will try to spin that shit and say, look what you're doing. No, that dude grew up. He's perfectly fine. He's all right. And my thing is, they're trying to spin it to broaden the audience. Well, the thing is, they have to understand, I don't give a fuck how much appeasing you try to make it to bitches. They're not going to get into it like that.
Nope.
I'm sorry. They're just not.
Same
Now
thing
you
with
can
Star
make a
Wars.
bunch of social shit. Oh, like Facebook? Well, yeah, that's basically bitches want to play Facebook. That's what they want to do. Yeah, they want to play Facebook
that's
again.
a fucking video
Do
game.
that
Right
and
there.
leave
Boom.
all this shit over here. Leave that the fuck alone. Because you're fucking it up. That trying to get that bigger audience, you're an idiot. Stay loyal to the audience you already have because it's gonna grow anyways. The better your shit improves, the better that you understand and listen to what the fuck they're requesting and what they like, the better it will become, and the bigger your audience is gonna come naturally. Doing all this shit
Well-
to try to force it, you're trying to force it, you're gonna fuck it up. Everyone's gonna abandon it.
SFM, I mean, you bring up a great point here. I mean, the goals of a male to interact with a computer game is different than the goals of a female. Female's goal is to get affirmation. We all know that, man. That's a given. But guys don't care about that. We want to actually have fun. We want to test our skills. We want to be able to, like, pwn somebody, or we want to be able to, you know, like, I like grand strategy games. If I could take over the entire fucking world as Liberia, then that's awesome. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But a woman is just going to be like, me. How much you like me? I mean, that's it.
Well, yeah. See, a lot of guys don't get it. That's why I find it kind of funny when I listen to some of these simp stories and shit like that, and the guys don't get. Well, she was just trying to see if she could get you to do that. She just wanted you to do that. She didn't give a fuck about any of that other shit. I didn't mean it. He's like, but I did all this. It's like, well, yeah. See, the thing is, she just wanted, like you said, the affirmation. That was it. And then after that, she moves the fuck on.
They ought to make a video game about rinsing men, like real ones, where the girl could actually go and get hundreds of dollars from multiple men every month. You know what I mean?
Hey, if they actually do want to widen their audience and have like female gamers, do that. Watch how much it sells. In fact, don't put it on like the what's the latest handheld, like the Vita or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, put it on that. Put it on like the Vita. Put it on the 3DS. Put it on that shit, and believe me, that shit'll fly off the shelves. Now you have your female audience. And here's the thing, you know what's crazy? You didn't have to touch any of the other fucking games.
Right. You don't have to bring the bitch into Steam. You can just like keep it over onto that platform, and we don't have to worry about it. We don't have to worry about our games getting watered down, milk appled, or fucking simped out.
Exactly. So just I don't know why they don't get it. Stop. Like they always people. We have this really fucked up thing. We're trying to see something and say, you know what? I bet that I could mold and shape that. It's already a finished thing. He's like, no, I bet I can mold and shape that into something else. It's like, but you realize that that's probably a bad idea. You're probably just gonna break it. Probably shouldn't do it. No, I know. I got this. Watch. You don't understand. I'm gonna finesse this shit. It's like, all right, that has nothing to apply with what you're trying to do.
Fixing shit that wasn't broken in the first place.
It's like, yeah, you're actually about to break this shit. Every guy knows what I'm talking about. That one thing you're like, no, I think it's fucked up. I think I can make it better. I can fix it. You break it and you're like, fuck. I should have just left it the fuck alone. I should have left that shit alone. Yeah, you should have.
This used to be fucking wonderful, and now it's a piece of shit.
Exactly. Yeah, leave that shit alone. Let it do what it do. Cut it out. And so it's just one of those things where you're gonna see it get worse and worse. As far as games, I'm very cautious on buying a game. I'm very cautious on that shit. Yeah. I need to know. I really need to know because a lot of the bullshit. I'm like, man, what the fuck?
It's the same thing. And the same thing with on video game nowadays. It's like, look, I'm all for corporation making money, man. But if you keep doing this bullshit, like they keep doing that pre-order bullshit. Look. When I was younger, I was dumb to that shit at one time. But now I look back on it now, I'm like, I was paying $60 a game. I remember all the times I would pre-order at GameStop and shit. I'll pre-order a game, and they'd be like, it was a game I wanted, and I'll be checking at the register. Oh, you want to pre-order so and so? And I would just pre-order the game because I was young and dumb at the time. Y'all nigga naive to this shit. But the older I get now, the more I start to realize, like, man, you ain't finna get no money out of me, man. Fuck that shit. Like, nah, man. You put $5 down, you can you can basically preserve your game. I'm like, you gonna have multiple copies, so why should I have to fucking pre-order the game? You don't want to run out. You don't want to run out. You can get it on day.
You gotta get it first, man. I mean, because the day it's released, all the people who pre-ordered it, they have it and you don't. So I mean,
yeah, it's like, man, fuck that shit, dude. Nah, man, it's worth the damn time, man.
Besides, Why even give Game Fail $5 extra when you can pre-order that bitch off of Amazon or off of whatever site for free? You can pre-order that shit for free, and then they'll ship it to your house day one.
Yep. I mean, and that's what I'm saying. Like that, and that's what I'm saying. Like, to me, the older you get, the more you start realizing, man, gaming today is shit nowadays. It's like I'm very cautious when I buy a game. Like I don't buy, like I very seldomly buy a game. And if I do decide to buy a game, it's because one, I wanted to buy it, and two, I don't get some enjoyment factor out of it. One question is, if I can't get no, it's like when like Call of Duty. I want to get the new Call of Duty game and shit. And it was, I think it's based on World War One, and that was like, as soon as I heard, oh yep, we're gonna put a bitch in the shit because Soldiers words bitching about that shit, I was like, no, fuck you. Give me a fucking accurate event to war. I'm tired of you placating these dumbass idiots because they don't understand fucking history. No bitches was in World War One. Why can't you just accept that shit? Move the fuck on, man. God damn it. And it's like, no, man, I can't enjoy shit no more. And it's like, to me, and I talk about it all the time, like when you go not MGTOW, this is kind of MGTOW related, but it's not MGTOW related. But when you go when you become MGTOW, man, you start to look at shit different. You can't look at shit no different the same. You be like, man, what the fuck is this shit going on? Like, even in comic books, where it's like so much bullshit going on. You got people like, oh, it was this chick, man. It was this bitch name. This shit pissed me off too, because I feel the same way on Staying Free. Like same thing with the whole thing with comic books. Comic books been around for fucking years, man. Nobody, it was good. It was selling 100,000 or more. And the moment you let fucking a bunch of bitches with genocidal degrees, or transgender people, or a bunch of bitch ass people who mad because they candidate lost the damn election, they got to get political and shit and start motherfucking patronizing people, paying around to Black Lives Matter idiots. I don't give a fuck about these people, man. Listen to me. I'm trying to help you. Look, I very recently bought a comic. Recently, I just bought a comic with DC Rebirth. And I'm like, it's the same thing to me. It's like placating to a bitch. Like, man, what the fuck, man? Like, I'm like, look, I understand gravitate towards new readers, but it's a smart way, and it's a smart way, the dumb way to do it. It's a smart way to do it. You create a brand new character, you give a character flaw, male or female, and you know what? That's how you get the brand new reader. You ain't gotta turn fucking Iron Man to a 15-year-old black bitch. Nobody want to read that shit, man. What the fuck? Nobody wants to read that shit. Like, nobody wants to read Captain Lesbian Marvel dressed in this one piece battle suit and shit. Nobody wants to read that shit, man. What the
Eating
fuck?
pussy for freedom.
Nobody wants to read that shit. It's like, and that's the shit that pisses me off, is that the people that only buy the product got more influence than the people that buy the product. What the fuck? You know, that shit pissed me off, man. It's like, you gotta understand, like, and that's the thing. If I had a being on a corporation and some social worker complaining to me saying, "Oh, I don't like your female character because her titty was popping out," I tell you, fuck off, and move on, and move on with that shit, man. Like, no, I ain't got time to be worried about your goddamn feelings. This is the bottom line right here, man. You affecting the goddamn bottom line, and now comic book stores closing out all over the damn country and shit because these stupid ass people don't know what the fuck they doing. They want to be fucking. What the fuck you gonna be, man? And I say this all the time, man. Like, you know, like my father told me one time ago, man. This ain't Burger King, motherfucker. You can't have it your way. What the fuck you gonna be? You gonna be what? You gonna be a comic book writer, or you gonna be a political commentator? Make political commentary. Make your fucking mind up, man. Because I ain't got time for this bullshit, man. Fuck that shit.
Well, really, after a while, that's because I'm trying to grasp my mind around certain things today, and well, when it comes down to the whole video games, all that shit, my thing is, it's not like I can't live without it. Right? It's not a big deal. My thing is, when it comes down to bending to someone's will, that's when I talk about the monopolization of something. Once that moment happens, and you're just caught up to that point where you just have to have it, well, then you're fucked. You literally are at the whim of whoever controls what you are after. That's their whole leverage. And the thing is, they don't really have to do much anymore. You're just basically a burnt out ass junkie.
Yeah,
they can just slap you around and every goddamn thing.
Yeah, and going back to the point you was making about SF film, it's like when Disney brought when Disney brought Marvel, I was pissed the fuck off when they did that shit. Why? Because now look
Me
at the
too.
comic books. It's been shit ever since. I'm like, yeah, the movies making billions of damn dollars, but the fucking comics are fucking shit, man. And they don't even give a flying fuck because they was like, well, we got the movie, so I'm like, but you do understand that basically is that if you have shit comics, the movies are going to be shit because you got based off some source material. And if you base off the current state of Marvel, the Marvel, I say after Infinity War, Marvel movies are going to be dead because nobody wants to read this shit no more. Nobody's not investing into these characters no more. And that's the bullshit that pisses me off the most is that when I see this bullshit go on and I get so pissed the fuck off and get steamed the fuck up because I see this shit going on and it's like, fam, it's like nobody gives a flying fuck because you got these people. And I agree with you as a film like these conglomerates. I hate conglomerates. Why? Because
Yeah,
with conglomerates,
I
with
fucking lost
conglomerates,
my job because of that. You know, I mean,
yeah,
it's just,
yeah.
you know,
When you have fucking conglomerates buying big ass like Star Wars. Ever since Disney brought Star Wars, Star Wars been shit. I don't even give a fuck about Star Wars, but I feel sorry for the people that grew up on the prequels that waited 5 years for a movie to come out, and now that shit come out every year. Now it's a goddamn brand. Now it's just a brand name recognition. And
No
it's like,
filter.
yeah, go
Can you
ahead.
can you speak on what Disney is doing with Marvel and Netflix?
Oh yeah, let's talk about this shit. Basically what happens, y'all, if y'all don't know, Disney is doing their own streaming service, kind of like Hulu and Netflix. And I'm glad, Johnny, I'm glad you on here because I really want to get your thoughts on this shit.
all right,
And
yeah.
and it was talking about I think 2018 they still keep the Marvel Netflix shows on there, but basically Disney talking about taking all their movies, Star Wars, and all the Marvel properties and movies on their streaming services. And it said after that, after 2019, late 2019, that Jessica Jones, Luke Cage, The Defenders, Punisher, everything that that's been on Netflix before will no longer be on Netflix. And I'm pissed the fuck off behind this shit because if anybody knows how Disney is a family friendly company. All right, my thing is, and it's the shit that pisses me off. Look, I got my problems with Daredevil in season 2. I got my problems with Luke Cage and their political commentary they want to fucking make. But besides all that shit, I enjoy the Marvel Netflix show. Why? Because I'm a grown ass adult. I enjoy the adult material. I love cussing. I love when they cuss. I love when they fight. They show blood, gunshots. I love when fucking we actually see real human shit and we ain't fucking doing this kid friendly bullshit. They doing like they do most Marvel movies. Tell a joke and they cut off of the camera away to stop see somebody from getting killed and shit. But the problem with this news, and this I said when the conglomerate going what I said before, when Disney brought fucking Marvel, I was like, fuck Disney. I don't like Disney. Here's the thing, they got a couple movies I enjoy, but Disney, fuck you. You can kiss my ass with this bullshit, and you know it's bullshit. And they're gonna fuck. I had to argue with a friend of mine about this. He was like, "Oh my god, I support it. Like this is a good thing. This is a bad idea, man. You understand when Disney get a hold of some shit, they fuck it up. They fucked up. Look, they fucked up Marvel comic books. They gonna fuck up the Marvel Netflix shows. Look, I love Daredevil season 1. I think that was the best season of the
It
Netflix
was great,
shows.
fucking great.
The best
Yeah,
season. It's like season 2, besides her Daredevil, her fucking sipping going on, and the Electra bitch going on. Like, what the fuck? And then you got Iron Fist and his stupid problems, Luke Cage and his damn social political commentary, giving motherfuckers life lessons, history lessons about black folks. I don't give a fuck about this shit, man. You damn bulletproof,
Back
nigga.
in the year
Throw the glass
1812,
already. What
black folks used to
the
be
hell?
slaves. It was
And,
said that the first slave auction was held 30 years
yeah.
before slavery had
And
ended.
it's like, and it even like, and just
The
even Jessica Jones with
great
her bullshit.
16th President Abraham
Even
Lincoln.
and even Jessica Jones with her fucking. I enjoy Jessica Jones, but when they kept doing that rape bullshit about rape this and rape that, I'm like, fuck you, man. God damn it, man. Can we escape this shit already? What the fuck? I understand that Purple Man was doing to do this evil shit, but god damn it, man, it's a comic book show. Give me some comic book elements in here, man.
How can you
What the
rate
fuck?
Jessica
But, like,
Jones?
I mean,
Just
what's
to clench your pussy muscles and rip your dick off.
like, what's your guys' thoughts on? What's your guys' thoughts on like Disney? Like
Well,
Disney,
I mean, in all seriousness, man, I think you asked me first. I mean, I think that having a complete platform that is where Disney just gobbles all their media up and says, no, you can't have any of this anybody else, is a terrible idea. I'm not going to fucking sign up for it. I do like a lot of the Netflix Marvel shows. Yes, I have been watching The Defenders No Filter. It's really good.
Mm-hmm.
I do like Luke Cage. I also like the Daredevil. Daredevil season 1 was wonderful, and I totally agree with that. But what they're going to do is just absorb it all into this one big ball of, I predict shit. I really do believe it's just going to turn into a big fucking hairball of feminist crap.
They're going to fuck it up. They're going to fuck it up.
And the content is not going to be watchable anymore.
And the thing is, I have always said before, like, I'm with SFM. I hate when conglomerates buy anything because when, like, it's like Apple. They were talking about, it pissed me off. I love James Bond. Y'all guys know I love James Bond movies. And they were talking about Amazon and Apple are the top two candidates to get the rights. And if Apple get a hold of that shit, look, I fuck with Apple products. But if Apple get a hold of fucking James Bond rights, bro, I'm gonna fucking riot, bro. I'm gonna be fucking pissed. Because my thing has always been about conglomerates, man. I fucking despise conglomerates.
Well, here's one thing because hold on, but let me hit on this point that it's actually subtly hit on earlier. And my thing is, technically, we don't matter.
Yeah.
And the reason why I'm saying that is because it's not about us. See, it's about the younger ones, the younger minds. Those are where they're trying to grab because they are the future. You know that children are the future shit.
Bullshit.
And so the thing is they're going to try to basically hit on that part. See, and the thing is that's why these corporations and all this shit, they're just as guilty as SJWs, all those bitch ass motherfuckers with the fucked up sick shit they're perpetuating. Because their goal is to also perpetuate that shit, get in the minds and entertain that because they're looking at, see, they're not thinking about now, they're thinking like 20 years from now. Right now it doesn't really mean that much. 20 years from now, that means everything, especially if you have a wide net that you're trying to cast. So so in a sense, that's why it seems to be ignored. They want to see what are the younger generation, and we're sitting back like, well, they don't have any fucking money. What are you talking about?
They don't. And the thing is, when you get older, this is why
they will though.
Yeah. But the thing is, they don't realize like those kids, those 5 or 6 year olds you trying to market to. They want to see adult shit, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm pretty sure during my time period, I remember when I was like 5 or 6 years old, and there was like I had one of my male friends. He said he saw I forgot what movie it was. It was an R-rated movie. He's like, yeah, my dad let me watch a R-rated movie when I was 6 years old. Like, there's 6-year-olds who want to see adult content. So it's like, how you gonna convince somebody to watch Aladdin or convince an 8-year-old to watch Aladdin? They want to watch Marvel Daredevil, some shit like that, you know?
Well, yeah, of course they do. And at the same time, my bone to pick with Netflix is part of their search engine. Okay, like now they try to separate all these different genres, and man, they get really specific with it. First of all, here's one that came up in my Netflix feed. Hey, Johnny, how would you like to watch movies with a strong female character? I'm like, I'm Johnny Midnight. I don't give a fuck about that. The last goddamn movie I want to watch. I'm not much anymore. All I can watch is war movies. Oh, shit. My butt got blown off. I mean, because it'll put a bitch in them. It's really crazy. And you're getting a lot of that stuff.
You know you got to put a bitch in it, man. Come on.
Well, it gets back to a point that's been hit on in MGTOW quite a lot a while back. And the thing is, how do you get basically males to have the spending habits of bitches? Well, you pretty much try to make them mentally into bitches because you want them to be extreme consumers. Like when you go to like if you go to like different states and towns and shit, you'll notice when you some places still have the actual hardware store.
Mhm.
I'm talking
Yep.
about that actual one, that small one.
Yep.
I got one in my
and
town.
you'll see
Yep.
that. Yeah, you'll see that the guys go there for that, and they talk about what they're working on, this and that, all that shit. You don't really see bitches in there.
Oh yeah, fuck no. At my hardware shop, we got a hardware shop and a full wood shop. You could actually go in there, purchase wood. They'll let you use their tools, their band saws, their rippers, everything like that. And yeah, the guys there will actually help you out. You tell them what kind. I'm making a chicken coop. Oh, okay. Well, here's how I'm going to do it. Then I'll help you out. They'll do that for free. I mean, you got to pay for the wood and the materials and stuff like that. You don't even have to pay for the saw usage. I've got a barber shop in my town with just guys. We just sit there. We watch a game. You get one.
I know this is no filters stream, but let me go ahead and do an article drop.
Go ahead.
So I'm gonna post it right here. Bam, blap. All right. How a trip to the barbers is helping suicidal men open up about their mental health. Now, number one, they can shut the fuck up. Number two, there's a reason why male spaces are a thing and why they help and why they're always a thing, just like the fucking hardware store. As you go girl bullshit and you try to place women into male arenas when they're not there for the reason why the men are there. The men are there for substance. There's an actual reason why they're there. The women are there for basically to get whatever the men have. This false sense.
I've never seen a woman at either one. That's the thing, though. I mean,
you'll see it more. Believe me, you'll see it more and more. I've seen some shit, man. I've seen some stuff.
I see it all the time.
So they're basically talking about men having a place where they can open up. But see, there's a reason why men don't open up out loud like that, the way bitches will always do it. Well, number one, you don't want to open up around women in the first fucking place at all. It's not a good idea for a multitude of reasons. One, all that shit is ammo for them. Two, socially, they are like these fucked up engineers of bullshit. We all know what it is, and so when men do that, normally, like in a place that they're like you hear guys, like a lot of the older guys talk about it. Their barber shop that they always go to, that and this, and they know everybody there. Everybody knows everybody there. You know what I mean? New face comes in, the conversation might change. They want to feel the dude out. Who the fuck is this? The mindset thing.
It's Fight Club.
Yeah. And so they're acting surprised as if male spaces didn't actually serve a real purpose. Well, they did. And they still, I can't say they still do because they're not a thing anymore. They're gone.
That shit, bitches took that shit over.
Well, yeah. And my thing is, so you make it so guys have nowhere to go to talk about shit, open up, or really discuss things. Well, what do you fucking think is going to happen? So you try to change the mentality of that of bitch brain where there's supposed to be these like emotional women just telling everybody everything. Well, see, the only people who would work off of that is someone looking to exploit. Because if that's how you're gonna go, just opening up feelings out there, all this other bullshit, yeah, you're easily exploitable.
Yeah,
there's a reason why men, when it came down to like men know certain. Even if you tell another man something and confident about some real shit, you know what I mean? You know that even if an argument goes out or you guys are fighting the next day, you don't talk about that shit. You know that it's not something for you to use on him. No.
Yeah, man. I mean, like I chewed out a coworker of mine who's actually kind of red pill the other day, and an hour later we were cool. But he was being a lazy fucker, and I had to, I'm a supervisor now. I had to get him going.
Yeah.
And he was down with that. But like, see, here's the problem: if that was a woman, and I had to reprimand her, she would death grudge me until I was 90 fucking years old.
And anything that was heard that could be used to damage you would be laid out in front of everyone right at that moment.
Oh yeah. There would be a big investigation. I'd have to go to the station manager and everything like that, and that's how it would be. But see, me and this dude, we worked it out ourselves. I didn't go above his head. I didn't snitch. And I said, bitch, pick up your fucking feet and stop being a bitch. And he did. No, I'm serious. That's all I had to do. When he was pissed off at me for about an hour. He's kind of like a trophy kid. But at the same time, afterwards, he was just like, okay, yeah, we cool.
Well, it's like this. If you're really in touch with your masculinity and you don't, and your testosterone level, all that shit is good, and mentally you're really there, it's not a big deal. You know it needs to be done. You know that what they're saying to you isn't wrong. Like my thing, it came to this. There was an incident where, yeah, I got called on something by a dude, and you know what? Yeah, I owned up to him. Like, yeah, damn, you're right. I did fuck up. My bad.
Okay.
And he was sitting there like I'd have this weird grudge or be in my emotions. I'm like, well, no, that's how it works. I was fucking up. He called me on it. I owned up to it. Boom. Do it right and move on. It's not a big deal. That's actually how it's supposed to work. So many guys get caught up in their emotions. They don't actually understand the whole thing about accountability and responsibility.
They're egos, man. They think that they're like, for some reason, golden child or special. Right, exactly.
What, nobody gets to say something to you? What are you, retarded?
You know damn better than me.
Well, that's the shit that irritates the fuck out of me.
I mean,
that's why you see all these hyper masculine dudes running around. They're raised by the fucking mamas. So you hear these bitches. You hear these bitches. Number one, you can't tell me this, and don't talk to me like that, and do all. I'm just looking like, bitch, who are you? How special do you think you are?
I know what I called him. I called him a fucking roadblock. I said, dude, you're my roadblock. You gotta fucking open that road because you're pissing me off, and we gotta get this production going so I can sell. And he was just like, oh yeah, whatever. But you know what? And he was rolling his eyes like a goddamn something that rolls. Anyway, he eventually got over it after an hour though. I think he like came to his senses and said like, yeah, I was really loafing.
No, I'm glad y'all brought this shit up because, like, I have a friend of mine. Like, he's into political issues. I don't discuss that shit with this dude because I try to avoid politics with this dude. Because this dude, he's so into race issues. He's always asking me, like, man, no filter, what you think about police brutality? I'm like, no comment, man. I don't want to, because, like, shit I'm going to say is going to piss you off. So I'm just trying to avoid conflict as much as I can, man. So he was asking me about, whatever about the NFL thing. The NFL season currently going on currently, right? And right. The Colin Kaepernick dude, right? He's off like black issues, whatever. He's like, man, the NFL owners are racist, and I just like, dude, I don't want to hear this shit. I done dealt with this shit before. I done dealt with these pro. I'm not gonna say pro black idiots. I'm just gonna say pro race idiots before. And I'm not trying to do it before. I've been in conversation before. I know where this conversation going. I'm not gonna say some shit. And he's like, so you gonna watch the NFL? They racist as hell. I'm like, oh,
what the fuck,
God, man. I'm like, dude, and I just really had to give this dude. I really had to give him a verbal ass whoop. And I said, dude, first of all, if you look at the history of the NFL owners don't give a fuck about white players, nor do they give a fuck about black players. They give a fuck
that greenbacks.
The bottom line. They give a fuck about the bottom line. Can you win? Can you win and help us win games or not? That's what it is all about. Man, they racist as hell. I'm like, dude. Tom Brady. What? Tom Brady? They tried to suspend Tom Brady last season for all 4 games. He got suspended all 4 games last year.
It's a fucking business. Right. They not understand that it's a goddamn business.
And I was like, he talking to me like, man, Colin Kaepernick. I'm like, dude, you are a fucking idiot. Get your head out your own ass to realize, like, dude, these owners, no matter what sport it is, they don't give a fuck about these players, bro. Look at the history of NFL currently going on right now. There's NFL players, legends who are in the Hall of Fame, got their head bashed in. Tony Dorsett is brain damaged. He has no memory of before. And I was like, dude, if you look at history of the NFL, I said, dude, NFL do not give a fuck about none of their players, man. They'll throw a player under the bus real fucking quick. Especially look at
no filter. I mean, they treat the ball players exactly like society treats men. You're a fucking plow horse. I mean, you're here to work. That's it.
And it's the same. And the same thing with you. Going back to you were saying, Johnny. When I was getting them, I was like, dude. I understand you black and you trying to identify. This dude is a biracial mixed asshole who was raised by white folks. What the fuck this nigga know about struggle, man? This man did that. Never did nothing before. I'm like, he grew up privileged his whole life. What the fuck he know about flight? Get the fuck out of here with this bullshit. And he got mad talking about, man, you justify white supremacy. I'm like, dude, I'm not finna end of the conversation at that point. I said, dude, you are fucking stupid. Don't ever talk to me ever fucking again. I'm not engaging in this conversation anymore.
Again, this is what a lot of guys don't get. This is why I find it funny. When you talk
Yeah.
so much about make some shit like that, and they be like, yeah, you know, you motherfuckers, and then they say you got to go out and do this, you need to go out and do that. I'm like, wait a minute, no, the fuck, I don't have to at all.
No.
Number one, again, we are an extreme minority. When I say that, I'm saying numbers are small as hell compared to the actual population. Number two, the majority of bullshit that we talk about, that is like, we're pointing out the actual bullshit and how this shit is stupid and how the behaviors and the mentalities and all that. Well, we're not talking about just this, I don't know, weird species that lives outside of the cities. No, we're talking about everybody around us. And my thing is, why the fuck would I want to deal with that shit all the time? Why would I want to play that game? Of course, they're gonna have that. Even if they don't say it out loud, you can tell what they're hinting at. All that shit. Why do it? They're always gonna ask, why you not putting a bitch in it? Well, because I'm not stupid. I'll tell them that shit to their face. I have no problem with that. I've did it before. I'm not fucking dumb.
Yeah.
And what about, you got a girlfriend? Ha! Fuck. I'm tired of you. Let's go do some shit. Get the hell out of my face.
I mean, and that's the problem. And that's the problem with society, man. Like these, I like to call them bitch made niggas, man. They bitch made, man. They think with their emotions, not logic at all. I'm like, dude, it's like, dude, look, this is coming from black dude. I don't give a fuck about race, man. I don't give a fuck about it. It's like, dude, I'm a man in America going through some shit just like any other white person, any person in this chat room, black, white, whatever. That's why I love MGTOW, because it's about a group of men dealing with the same struggle. However, become MGTOW, whatever drove them to become MGTOW, is that we are MGTOWs because everybody has their own plight and their own struggle and they own what they deal with in life. And they look past beyond race. Is that when you 10 feet under the ground, and when it's your final days, what you gonna die? Are you gonna die a white dude or are you gonna die a black dude? No, you gonna die, man, at the end of the damn day, because I don't see skin color. I think we all men. That's why I say I try to. That's why, for me, ever since I became MGTOW, dude, I just can't put up with the shit no more. And and for me, ever since the situation, SFM, you know when that shit happened, man. When them fucking motherfuckers trolled me and shit like that, I was like, I got tired of that shit. I was like, nah, man, I ain't never ever engaging with these people no more, bro. Because it's that bitch brain mentality. Like they bitches, man. Like, at least with bitches.
Here's the thing, because I just saw somebody type the word safe space, and I think it's funny because a lot of people tried that shit before. And also, I want to hit on one point. There's no such thing as an actual fucking safe space. That is literally idiot thinking right there. Obviously, you don't understand life or the world. Number two, not wanting to go along with basically play somebody's game.
Nope.
That you don't benefit from at all. There's nothing wrong about that. That makes perfect sense. So literally, if I know that you are a janky ass dude and that everything out of your mouth is bullshit, and I can see that you just trying to swindle me out of some shit, and I basically tell you get the fucking stepping, what's wrong with that? That makes sense. I know there's something you're trying to ill-gotten from me, and I'm basically removing that whole thing away from me. Because no. See, my thing is, I was thinking about this at work. Really, what's going on is people are trying to make something off of you. They're trying to benefit from you. And what they're really angry about is because you're not allowing them. You're basically saying no. And you see, some people, they find it hard sometimes to see where the moments happen of someone trying to benefit off you. Well, my thing is because you run around with fucking blinders on. Pay attention. They're like, well, that just sounds paranoid. I'm like, no, it's not. Pay attention. Nature is exploitive in itself. That's how it works. Something normally will try to benefit off another. That's literally how it works.
Yeah, but we could also use our intellects to be able to abscond from that, and we're able to, I guess you could say, traverse beyond.
Well, number one, it's a part of survival. Those who adapt, you either adapt or die. That's how it goes. You adapt or you die. So my thing is, I see a lot of guys, they say some stupid shit. Whatever. You say all the stupid shit you want. But my thing is, it makes perfect fucking sense. Those who adapt, I go to work. Yeah, there's some people I talk to sometimes, but I don't really like to be bothered like that. Perfectly healthy, perfectly fine. Nothing's wrong with what I'm doing. I literally am looking at the situation, seeing all of it, how it's going down, paying attention to my experiences and those basically talked about by others, and saying, well, no, I knew I wasn't crazy. Yeah, that's exactly what the fuck is going on. and saying, well, here's my strategy. So I'm gonna shut this down, shut that down every time I see any indication of that, and I'm gonna go ahead and do what's most beneficial for me and my survival. Now, if someone hears that and they're saying, hey, whatever shaman language, whatever milk apple, you probably need to cut them the fuck out your life.
Yep.
Because my thing is, there literally it's people getting mad because you're not leaving an avenue for them to benefit off of you. Now, I'm not saying that mutual benefit, if there is such a thing, or reciprocity, that's cool. I understand that. I'm not talking about those type of things. I'm talking about the negative exploitative bullshit. And now people try to justify it and say something is mutually beneficial. They go to fucking hell. They can shut the fuck up because they're lying their asses off. They're trying to milk out the fuck out of people. And my thing is, why even deal with it? They talk about being a strong, assertive man, but the moment you actually are, they got a problem with that shit.
Oh, yeah, they do. Fuck yeah, they do.
It's not benefiting you. I mean, not benefiting them in a sense when you're doing it. See, everyone loves that whole, he's a strong man, this, that, when they benefit from it. But the moment you're like, well, I want to be the one to benefit off this. Now everyone has a huge problem with it. Like, just imagine a billionaire like, yeah, I'm just going to go over here and just away from every fucking body. But what about all this? Nah, I'm good. I'm just going to take all that and leave. Well, yeah, the person they loved who was doing all this, now they hate him. I mean, in common sense, I understand why, but my thing is, for any man who really wants to survive and you don't want hell to fire upon you in all these fucked up, manipulative ways that they can ruin your fucking life, well, then, of course, you're going to figure out ways that work for you to not be subject to that. All of us are from different demographics, different parts of life and all that.
Yeah.
So my thing is, what might work for me might not work for JM, might not work for MU, right. Misguided, Mortified, NF.
Hey, Misguided.
So my thing is, it's not that one size fits all. That's not how it works.
Oh, exactly. I mean, we may have found MGTOW from many different avenues, but we all came to the same place eventually.
Like, and people got to understand, like, I'm talking about, like, men in America, like, men got to understand is that get past skin color, dog, get past that race bullshit, is that we all got our own personal fucking problems. And, like, look, me, I don't care. I don't discuss race. I don't like talking about that shit because it's so damn divisive. It's like, oh my God, we're downtrodden members of society. Like, dude, like it's tons of fucking opportunity out here. Like, that's the thing about my life that, I'm so glad I grew up with my dad, because my dad kind of told me, was like, look, dude, he's like, you a black man in America, but you know what? There's opportunities out there for me. You never use your skin color as a race to be a lazy sack of shit. Just like, no, stop using your skin color to be a failure. Like, there were times where I would bring home an F on the test, and my dad was like, I was like, well, I do have a learning disability. He was like, no, that's a bullshit cop out excuse, and you better. Yeah, and my dad didn't play that shit, so it was like, for him, he always.
Now you're a writer. You know what I mean? So look at that. I did that shit.
Yeah, so he said, yeah, you may have a learning disability, you may have dyslexia, you may have all these problems, you may be in special ed, but you have to overcome that shit, because it's you always gonna have struggle in your life, whether it's on personal, mentally, physically, spiritually, whatever. We all gonna struggle in some way of our lives. But he says that a man never make excuses up for basically being where he is in his life. He says that if you ain't a point in your life, it's your decisions you made, or it's the mistakes you made that got you there, that got you in the position you in. And that's what I was trying to tell my friend. I said, dude, you got to get past this race shit and realize the fact that, dude, you are more than just your skin color. I hate to break it to you, fam, but dude, I said, dude, there's tons of opportunities out here. And first of all, if you want to say overall, let's say if these NFL owners play, first of all, these NFL players willingly sign up. You got NFL players who skip 1 year of college. They skip after their freshman year of college. They go to into the draft. Why? Because somebody told them, oh, you're going to be the #1 draft pick, and you make the most money. You get the #1 draft pick, so you make all the damn money in the world. Never mind the fact that all that pressure you're going on you, especially if you're a quarterback, they're expecting you to start. They're expecting you to be Tom Brady. And it's like, you fucking throw 20 interceptions and you threw 22 touchdowns, 20 interceptions. And I'm like, God damn, dude, you fucking suck. and you'd be like, damn, dude, it was better off in college because you know what? It was least pressure on you. Yeah, you had pressure, but it's not like when you get paid millions of dollars for it. And I said, first of all, these players sign up for this shit. And first of all, you playing by their rules. If you don't want to play by their rules, you don't have to fucking play in the NFL. It's that fucking simple. I don't feel sorry for Colin Kaepernick. Ignore these dumbass.
No, and you shouldn't. You shouldn't. No filter. Every fucking job is a goddamn job. Every job is stressful. I don't care if you're a barista or if you're in the NFL and everything in between. You know, it's called work for a goddamn reason. I hate when they say, hey, this isn't a job, it's fun. Bullshit. You got to have a sense of responsibility, duty, and honor if you want to fucking do your job right and not get fired. That's and I agree with that. You know, from the bottom of the ladder all the way up to the tip top. All the way up to the apex.
Same thing. You same thing writing comic books, man. You think like I fucking enjoy this shit? There's days I get writer's block, man. It sounds like I get pissed off writing that shit. It's like no.
I bet you do.
Yeah, but I feel like people don't realize the fact that life is not supposed to be fucking easy, man. What the fuck? Like, that's the problem I have with this pussified society of men. Like, men are now, they so got their pussified. Like, they ain't trying, you know, they don't want to scuff their shoes up. They don't want to fucking do handiwork. They don't want to fix shit. Oh, I don't mess my Jordans up. Nigga, you a grown ass man. You worry about some damn shoes going on right now? Goddamn tire, motherfucker! Goddamn, dude.
Hey, no filter, man. I when I was a comic book inker, I thought, oh shit, man, I finally did it. I'm a paid artist, and I would find myself 10 to 12 hours a day, and I'm just fucking covered in ink and shit. And I mean, that I had a deadline to meet. That was my you know, that was my Achilles heel right there. That was the big thing looming over me every day. And, you know, be careful what you wish for because you get it, you know?
Yeah. It's like, no, I don't feel sorry. It's like when celebrities try to talk down to people, be like, Donald Trump is the worst thing ever. Yeah, and you a rich asshole to get paid. You get paid to read lines off a damn script. Shut the fuck up and entertain people, man. Nobody want to hear your damn political opinions, man. Like, you a part of the damn problem. You live in
actually, I hate to stop you there. The thing is, the whole part about entertaining people where they are, people actually gravitate more towards the negative and shit like that side of things than the positive. I hate to draw that ball on the whole human race, but that's how it's going. It's been proven before. People will focus on the negative more than the positive. And it maybe I don't know why, they didn't really clear that out. It just showed this pattern where, the negative things, more like the combative, the aggressive, shit like that. They got more attention. They get more focus. Yeah. Those that are positive, and I guess as you can call peaceful, serene, whatever, working, I don't know, they get less. Why? I don't know. Maybe somebody can speculate that, or maybe somebody has theory behind it. I don't know. It's just, that's how it works. So, I mean, they're doing what works because their whole thing is views and all that type of shit. So, they're doing exactly what works, and they're doing what people actually pay attention to. I think it'd be nice when they do that. With understanding that information, you really could do some cool shit. You know what I mean? And actually throw some positive shit in there for people to grab onto. You basically you hit on that bullshit, but then you pop something in there that's real life shit. Sort of I swear to God, Miss Got it. Sort of like basically you slip it in there, some real shit of substance to really give people some real good advice and outlook on things. But they don't. They don't fucking care.
Like one of my main characters, like my first character, I was like 23, 21. I was like 21, 22. I was like 21, 22, 23 when I first created this character. And like it talks about he's a black guy, he's a black character, but he deals with privilege. He grew up wealthy his whole life. Like he kind of like that. And people constantly remind him in the city, like, oh, you're privileged. And the only reason why you're the only reason why you get away with that.
Can I ask you a question? And again, I'm not attacking you or nothing like that. I
understand.
So do you see race as like a huge thing, like not huge, but like as a big part of your life that is always going to be a distraction?
I maybe it's my friends. Most of the people I hang around that's race. For me. I'm not like this dude all the time, but I don't like discussing race with people. But it's my friends. It's
It's
like
not constantly brought up, and so eventually it gets in your mind because they throw that shit in there.
Yeah, but like the whole idea, like what I was like, I'm glad you brought that up. But it's like even the whole idea, like even when I write my comic books, I do like I don't make the whole issue about it. But one of my characters talking about privilege. It would piss me the fuck off with this dumb shit. And I swear for God, dude, I want to punch a dude in the face every time I hear somebody say mention white privilege. Like I grew up in a 2-parent household in a middle class neighborhood before my dad died. Like I grew up in a house. I lived in a house for 16 years. I had both parents. My mom is still living. My dad's no longer here. But I grew up somewhat privileged. I won't say I didn't grow up wealthy, like billions of dollars, and I wouldn't inherit anything. But I grew up, I grew up like any middle class kid in there with 2 parents. I grew up and I had my problems, mental problems, school, academic problems, whatever. But like what pisses me off with this bullshit, it's like when everybody talk about when people get on this dumb argument saying privilege or white privilege and act like that's a bad thing. I'm like, I would think you would want your kids if you had kids or if you had a family.
Well, no, you know where that shit comes from, and also my thing is that's the reason why. If you notice the whole generational thing, kids, I normally leave that out of because none of them are paying attention to that. They don't care about that. Especially when it comes down to people and that instant gratification, or basically the self-interest that absorb every purpose in what they're fucking doing. So as far as the kids thing, don't buy into any of that fucking bullshit that they're peddling because they really don't give a flying fuck. They care about what they can benefit from in their existence right now.
Yeah, it's the same thing. It's like privilege, and everybody's like, privilege. Oh, white privilege is the worst thing ever to happen to society. I'm like, motherfucker, you just jealous because you want to be in that position. That's what the fuck it is. Like bottom line is like that's how I view this shit, and that's how I genuinely view this shit, and that's the reason why, like, when for me it's like, like if I didn't hang around these dumb idiots, maybe I would be able to fucking have a better mind. But these idiots, man, they get on my goddamn nerves with that shit. They mention white privilege. I'm like, dude, like. I don't like discussing this shit with people because like these idiots don't realize, like, dude, it's like, dude, like you should focus on you and yourself and I, but you can't. It's like me. I have a saying, and I know it's comic book references. Like, I can't save the world, man. I'm only one person, man. I can't change the world, man. Right. I'm not a politician. I can't fucking run. I can't run I can't run around fast, saving lives. I don't got a cure for cancer, cure for AIDS. I don't got none of that shit, man. I'm just one fucking person trying to live my life to the fullest, and that's what a lot of MGTOWs are. We just people trying to figure out our purpose in life, figure out what we want to do. But it's hard to get past that dumb shit when you got gangster society, and society's constantly trying to fucking tell you. Like I had a family member of mine recently, like a cousin of mine. He's about to have a baby. And he was coming to me. He was like, man, you turned 29, no filter, man. Like, don't you want kids? And I was like, I was like, no, I don't want kids. He's like, man,
misguided you a sneezing motherfucker.
And he was saying, he was saying to me, because I did a stream about family and talk about how sometimes like dealing with your family members, especially when you mental, that shit hard as hell, dude. Like they don't get it. Like, and I was telling them, like, out of all people in my family, out of all my cousins, I'm the only one that don't have kids. I don't want kids. And I was telling them, I was like, well, one, I'm an uncle already. I enjoy being an uncle from that aspect, but that's about it. And I was like, the reason why I don't want no kids is that I got my own personal problems, and me adding the kid on some time in my life right now, and plus I'm getting older. I don't want no kids, man. I'm like, kids are fucking. I see kids are a burden to me. That's just how I view it. And it's like, what you mean kids are a burden? I'm like, dude, you about to have a baby, so that's you. Like, if that's what you want, that's what you want to do for your life. And it was like, I was saying in the stream, I was like, when you have family members, man, they don't understand that shit, dude. Like, they just like, for them, it's like, oh, you just making up excuses. Like, I had a female cousin try to call me out on it. It was like, man, you've been saying the same shit for like years. Like, do you want a girlfriend or not? I was like, I'm glad you asked me that question. Hell no, I don't want a girlfriend.
Yeah,
and it was like, wow. I was like, no. Yeah, it was like, no. I was honest. Go ahead, man. Go ahead, Johnny.
No, I like when anybody asks me, like I'm in my early 40s, they're like, Johnny, why ain't you married yet? And I'd be like, I can't afford the divorce. And that shuts them up. They start laughing.
I mean, but people don't realize like that's the thing that for me, that's the thing about like I agree with SFM was saying. I'll go back one of SFM streams. I think he was 26. I think the stream he was talking about SFM, he was 26. He left. And then it was like, nah, motherfucker, you can't come back. They were trying to figure out where he went. He was living in the woods somewhere, something like that. And they found him after years. And it was like, dude, the motherfucker was in peace, man. Let the motherfucker live in peace. They're like, nah, man.
That's not gonna happen.
No, it's not.
You gotta understand. A lot of people don't understand this part. And I'll use females because that is the one that I can use in the most general sense without having to get into specifics about anything. Is that when it comes down to it, and this is a lot of people, it's a broad statement. You don't know that. No, I do know this, and we all know this, that your goals, what you're actually after, what any man wants to really accomplish is number one, and what the female's goals are, well, they're two different fucking things. They're going to clash. And that's where you're going to see the separation part. That's where you're going to see the issues, the conflict, all that. Because you're after two different things. Certain things are more important for a man than they are for a woman. And so acting like you can align and work together and do all this shit. Well, my thing is, it's at the same time, you have to look at the mental perspectives of that. Yeah, you may be going toward, it may look like you're going toward the same thing. But see, when you actually hit that point, that's when you're going to see a big difference on the decisions of, number one, decisions, they didn't clash at that moment. The decisions were already made beforehand. The clashing was inevitable.
Yep.
And a lot of people, because right now, in fact, I guess I'm not streaming. I guess we're doing it. Yeah, we're doing it on Filter's channel. That's what we're doing. And the thing is, it's automatically no. A lot of guys, I see them talking about the laws and all that shit and everything. And I'm like, well, you're missing the fucking point. You're actually missing the goddamn point. The laws are made by people, enforced by people. It sounds like the laws, everything started socially first. As in people came to a consensus and a decision on things. So you're acting like if you go into these courts and all this shit, like, yeah, they made a law. Now that's going to change something about behaviors? Not really. Because if you don't start with the people, then you're not going to make it anywhere. Since of a social thing. Now, I know some people are probably looking like, well, how the fuck do you do that? Well, hey, I mean, aren't you technically doing it now? That's the whole thing. Like when it comes down to the social game and the social manipulation and just that of swaying people towards something. Well, yeah, of course, women do it best. They got all that fucking free time. They keep their hands in there to make sure that their influence is, spread throughout. Whatever bullshit milk apple mentality, one of the benefits of their goals. And a lot of guys they're sitting there thinking like, yeah, well, the women, this chick gets it. No, she doesn't. You idiot. Literally, all she's saying to you a lot of times is, just get back to playing the game. Get back to doing what we want you to do.
That's so true, too, SFM. I mean, when I am at work, there's all these women that are, like, playing on their smartphones and being social and keeping up with the Joneses and shit. And to me, despite the fact that I actually have a supervisory position, my superiors are like, work, Johnny, work. I can't do that. I can't pull out a smartphone and just start getting on Facebook or anything like that. I don't have time for it. But these women do. And for some reason, they're getting away. I'm like, are you on lunch? Like, no, I'm just, keeping up with my peeps and shopping. I'm like, what the fuck? I can't do that. I cannot get away with that.
Must be nice.
So my thing is, well, you got to understand, there's a reason why, as far as the workplace, women weren't really, like, why do you think women are so happy when they just get to sit at home and go do a bunch of other shit and all this other bullshit? The thing is, they don't give a flying fuck about what gets done, produced, and all that shit. They just care about the whole social sphere and just somebody, well, yes, they do care about what's being produced, well, not how, or the means of how it gets done, or how.
No, not at all.
They don't care about that shit. No, somebody else got to do that. They just sit back and grab it because their whole thing is the social aspect and the basically family making and all. Not even family making, just basically popping out babies for their own benefit. That's about it. They're basically the worst babysitters in the world. They literally are. It's fucking disturbing as shit.
And that's why I get fucking mad. I was watching your recent streams with Darius. MGTOW fucking simp Darius with that bullshit, not the bullshit. Like, I was watching that show. I was like, bruh, the take mentality, take title out your name, bro. You do that was some PUA bullshit, pickup tactic bullshit. It's like, come on, man. Like you fucking like you basically gonna lead these guys to a fucking meat grinder and just finna get their shit chopped off, man. Come on, man. You can't make you gotta be better than this, man. Like, come on, dude. Like, and that's the thing with me is like my thing is like, you know, I stopped giving a fuck a long time ago. And y'all guys know about my story when I was 14 years old, when I said fuck it and realized that the society got shit as fuck. And if I can recognize it was a problem back then, it's gonna be a problem back then now. And I think that a lot of times people don't fucking get that shit. Like, people look at me, dude, I turn 29 next month. And it was like everybody's looking at me like, man, you getting older, man. Don't you want, like, man, come on, man. You've been, you know, like, I'm like, dude, it's like I'm happy being alone. Like, why y'all can't just accept that?
Number one, if somebody comes up to me and says, "Oh, your birthday's coming up, man. You're getting older." Number one, they don't need to be talking to me. They don't need to be talking to me at fucking all. Yeah, you. Oh yeah,
Captain Obvious.
I didn't know that's how that worked. I had no fucking clue. Wow. And also, my thing is, every statement after that, you're gonna start to see some bullshit of what they think you should do. See, they always say that question. Well, what are you gonna do? No, it's because they just want to tell you the shit they doing and try to suggest you do that. Like, no. How about you don't need to know what I'm gonna do? You don't need to know what I'm after. Fuck off. In fact, unless you're gonna come over here to talk about some actual shit, besides that, because my thing is my life and what I'm doing should hold nothing to you. We're not business partners. We don't live together.
But you're getting older, man.
What the fuck does that have to do with anything? Duh. What the fuck? That's how it works for everyone. Everyone is getting older at the same goddamn time. All of us. Every motherfucker alive is getting older at the same time. That holds no bearing to shit. And it damn sure holds no bearing to someone prying themselves in to try to understand everything that's going on with you.
I just don't understand. I mean, these people don't understand. Like, you know, it's a
younger by the day. My life is like Benjamin Button.
It was something I was reading. It was I was looking up, like, I was online the other day. I was online the other day, and I was looking at some of the greatest inventions that came for like modern technology wise, like that. And I was looking up a lot of this stuff, and it was talking about some of the greatest men that created some of the greatest technology in the world. And it was talking about, like, they said, like, they was talking about their personalities and their lives, whatever, before they died. And it was like, you look at 90% of technology, a lot of this stuff was created by men. And they said a lot of these guys were loners. A lot of these guys was like Einstein, brilliant guys, and no female was nowhere near in sight. And I was like, but yet still society want to tell you behind every great man is a woman. I'm like, and you know that's bullshit, right? Like, cause I have a friend of mine, like, he just recently, you know, he got a pretty good job. He makes his figures, and he's tying a knot recently. He's about to tie the knot. He's telling me, because he came to me. He was like, "No filter, man. I want you to become my best man." And I said, "Dude, I hate to tell you, dude, I'm not going to your wedding, bro." He's like,
"Good job,
yeah. Hell no, fuck that shit. Hell nah, bro." And he's like, "Well, why you don't want to come to my wedding?" I said, "Dude, I'm not finna watch you destroy your life like that." I was like, "Dude," because I won't say midtown in front of blue pill dudes. And he was like, "What the fuck do you mean?" I said, "Dude, you're 23 years old, man. You still trying to figure life the fuck out. Don't you think putting a bitch into this shit is making this shit much worse than it needs to be?" "What you mean, dude? I love her, dude." I'm like, first of all, what the fuck is wrong with you? And I look at this dude. He's like, man, I've been knowing you for years, man. I'm not going, man. I'm not going, bro. I'm like, no, I don't go to, like, for me. I had another friend. He got engaged. He sent me a wedding invitation. I'm not going to that shit. Hell nah, bro. He's like, what is it with you in weddings? I said, dude, I'm not finna watch you destroy your life, man. Because
exactly. You fucking get the nail it.
Yeah, I'm not finna watch you destroy your life like that. It's like when I hear a man talk about, especially when I hear dudes get married, they're about to have babies and shit. Man, you know, I'm about to have a baby. Your life is over. Fuck. Like, that's what I fucking think now. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's the thing with me is, like, I'm at that point in my life where it was like, dude, like, look, if that's what you want to do with your life, cool, man. But just learn to let me live mine, and I don't have to be under this bullshit, you know?
Yeah, I had a fellow sergeant invite us all to his wedding. I didn't go. I didn't tell him the truth. I just made up an excuse and lied. But I thought the same thing.
Funeral.
Yeah.
Right. So I didn't tell him the truth like you did. I just lied and made some shit up. Oh, I can't make it, man. I just didn't want to fucking go. I was like, you did it right. Like at the time, I thought he was doing it right because he was 29, almost 30 years old, and fucking he didn't get married at all. And now he wants to get married, but he wants to marry a fucking 21-year-old.
Oh man, she is gonna fucking
with who has a child with somebody else.
Oh shit. She is gonna fucking ride him through the rails, man. Oh yeah.
Dude, I couldn't do it. I was like, yep.
I mean, I can't do that, man. Like I said before, man. Anytime I hear a dude talking about he about to have a baby, he about to get married, I can't support that shit, bro. I'm sorry, man. Like, I'm sorry, man. People call me the fucking downer dude. Like, nah, man. Your life is fucking over, dude.
And no filter, man. We are not like part of the culture of death. We're not people that want to depopulate the earth. I mean, there are some MGTOWs that do, like nihilists and stuff, but we're right here on this panel are not like that. We just realize that we're not going to wind up playing Russian roulette with our lives, our entire lives.
Like you rolling the fucking dice, dude. And I told my best friend he tried to make me. He was like, man, be the best man. I was like, dude, you rolling the fucking dice with that shit. Man.
Yeah,
like, I ain't liking odds, man. It's like, dude, this shit has 80% chance of failing. I'm like, you 23 years old and she's 21. I'm like, you 2 years older than this girl. I'm like, first of all, this girl still in prime years, so she eventually gonna monkey branch. And this whole idea, like before he met this girl, like before this girl came into his life, he seemed like he was on the right path. He had so much going on. I looked at him. I said, dude, I'm not supporting that shit, bro. I can't do that.
No filter, man. No filter. Look at like Misguided Sergeant. That guy's basically signing up for I am about to get screwed contract. I mean, no offense, Misguided, but you're fucked.
Yeah, they even a couple months after they got married, because they did the in the military, you don't do the traditional like fucking wedding planning and all that shit. You do that, you get married first, get the money, and then you fucking do all that shit. And like even a couple months into it, they were fucking starting to fight and argue and shit. Because we were walking to.
And that's where the seed is planted. Yeah, that's gonna grow into a big shit tree.
It was around fucking Black History Month because we had to go fucking sit at this fucking Black History bullshit fucking thing. And fucking, I was like taking pictures and uploading it to my Snapchat, and I'd cross out fucking black, and I'd put it's fucking American history. I was fucking pissed the fuck off.
Yeah, I hear you, man. Yeah.
And he was telling us, yeah, man, she's being a bitch and blah blah blah. I'm just sitting there, fucking blood boiling. It was like, you didn't fucking hear me bitch for the past year about my fucking ex-wife. You didn't hear anything come out of my damn mouth. Like, you don't see how fucked up I am from it. It's just like, you fucking idiot.
Man, I'm sorry, man. I can't. Anytime I hear, man, like I said before, I hear these two words. You get married, you about to have a baby, your life is fucking over, man. I'm sorry, man. They call me the cynical that I need to be, dude, but I don't give a fuck.
You have to be cynical, no filter. Yeah. Okay, take it like this, man. I got a baby sister, right? Mm-hmm. And she lives in North Carolina. She all grown up and everything like that. And she's like, oh, Hurricane Irma is gonna like cause a tornado. Johnny, you got to send me money. I'm like, no, I'm not sending you money for something that may or may not happen.
No.
Of course not.
No, any of that hurricane bullshit with people. It's funny. All these organizations, all these people need fucking money.
Oh man!
Don't fucking. I don't fall for that.
No. Misguided. My sister's on junk, so she wants a fucking money for her hit, and I know exactly what she's trying to do to me, and I'm not going to do it. It always fails. I don't know why she keeps doing it. I did pay her once, once, because I'm fucking stupid. And, after that, man, I mean, I was like this beacon of hope for her.
I mean, it's the thing. It's like anything. And for me, I go back to my stream. I did this week called like family, dude. It's like, dude, like my family members, they look at me like I'm fucking like I'm a goddamn alien. It was like man, you are fucking weird, man. Like, god damn it, dude. Like, I stay to myself like the whole the whole Dragon Con weekend. Like, I hate being around people. So like I was working
Me too.
I was working security, and I had to deal with I had to deal with assholes who didn't want to fucking keep the badges out. I was like, keep the badges out so you can get your door, you can just go through in. Like, why do I have to check the badges? I'm like, I'm security, man. I'm just trying to do my job here so I could just enjoy the con for what the fuck it was. And it's like these people, like, I was bad enough. I hate being around people, but like I have to fucking pretend to be like, oh yeah, I'm this fun, bright, loving guy. And I was like, telling one of my friends, because one of my friends, he attended the con, and I said my shift's in there too, whatever. So he's sitting there, he's telling me stories because he was cosplaying as I forget who was cosplaying as. And me and him was talking. He was like, man, he's like 20. He's about to turn 30, well, technically. And he's telling me, he's like, man, you know what, man, I love this girl. I've been dating this chick for like 4 years. He's about to run the conversation with me, and like, no filter, man. He was like, you think I should pop the question? And for 1 second, and the fucked up part behind it was in a food court, so it was nothing but women and everywhere, and it was like simps holding their girlfriend hands and shit. And I just wanted to punch him in the fucking face and shit. And he was sitting there for 1 second, literally at the table. I froze for like 15 minutes, and I said, if I'm gonna say what I want to say, a lot of people gonna look at me like I'm fucking crazy. But I said, fuck it. I just let the fucking habit, dog. This motherfucker looked at me, he said, yo, he's like, because his girlfriend's 31, so she's 1 year older than him. And I looked at him and I said, dude, I hate to be the barrier to you, dude, but if you get married, I'm not going to support this shit. I think that's the dumbest fucking idea fucking ever. Said it out loud. And everybody looked at me like, what the fuck? I said it so damn loud, everybody heard me. And then like
holy moly.
And the thing is, like, the crazy was like the table, because I'm sitting on the left, and had like these two couples. It was two couples. It was a guy and a girl. It was two guys and two girls. It was the couple sitting there, they eating some Chick-fil-A or whatever. And the whole entire time I'm sitting there, the girl's looking at me like I'm fucking weird. I'm like, dude, you about to ruin your fucking life by marrying that bitch, man. Fuck that shit. That bitch ain't worth your time. That bitch ain't worth getting your life ruined. And every woman, dude, that was cosplaying looked at me like I was fucking crazy. Like, what the fuck you just say?
Did you say that out loud for real?
Yeah, I was like, man, that's the dumbest fucking idea ever. I'm like, dude, I said, if that's the case, then right now, if that's the case, then he drove, because I'm not gonna say where he stayed, not dox myself, but he stays 30 miles from Atlanta. So, like, whatever. I said, dude, if that's the case, then hand me your car keys. I'm gonna put your body in the body bag and drive your car slowly off into the river. Because that's what the fuck you doing right now. And everybody, because like the guys was laughing when I used that analogy, like, man, god damn, that's a deep ass analogy. I'm like, that what the fuck you doing by the decision right now? He looked at me and he says, man, damn, dude, you don't have to fucking be like that, man. What the fuck? He's like, I was just thinking. I'm like, dude, don't do that shit, man. I'm like, dude, you 30 years old, man. You made it, man. I'm like, you make real good money. Your house paid off. You got a 401k saved up. I'm like, dude, you put a bitch into that shit, like Miss Guy, like you always say. You put a bitch into that shit, everything is fucked up from that point on, dude. Like, and even if that's fucking case, I was watching some YouTuber, and he was talking shit about MGTOW, talking about marriage, like, oh, marriage can be an asset. Marriage can be an asset if you.
Number one, actually, I'm gonna hit on that point right now because I heard some shit that pissed me the fuck off yesterday. Number one, if you understand marriage, that literally doesn't mean shit about the bond between the man and the woman. It's actually the state recognizing the bond, basically saying that you are bonded. So you're actually bonded by the goddamn state, as in the government. The ones that beeth, the controllers of whatever region you're in, they're the ones that dictate all of that shit. In fact, they are literally the big brother of your relationship. They are the ones that can involve themselves in your bedroom, your lives at any time. See, I heard something about civil agreements, and I'm like, well, okay, well, here's the thing. You don't need that. What the fuck does any of that shit have to do with you basically just being with a bitch? It just seemed weird. And my thing is, that's where it comes down, this complete dependency upon something higher. And it needs to be recognized or acknowledged. That's the stupidest shit in the world. Because that means that what you're saying is you want somebody to be able to swoop in and dictate shit. Well, how the fuck does that even make sense?
Dude.
Why would you want that? And when
like
it's supposed to be a relationship dictated by the two of you, where the fuck does a third party have to come in? And so I'm starting to think that the mindset is literally one poisonous and fucked up that will not go away. That literally is going to be an ongoing thing. And any chances of someone saying, well, this will work, well, it's going to get hijacked by the same way. It's going to get made into the same goddamn thing no matter what. No, just some thoughts. SFM.
I mean, but like, and going back to what you were saying, SFM, when the dude asked me that shit, I'm like, dude, I was being blunt honest with that dude. I said, dude, you getting married will be the dumbest decision ever, will be the dumbest decision you ever made in your life. I said, dude, he was like, he's like, why you feel so about marriage? I'm like, dude, like, that shit is bound to fucking fail. Like, I don't know why people just. I think that, like, I'm going off what MGTOW Universe was saying, is that I think that these people, these idiots, they go through a point and they get married, and at one point they feel like this is what they feel like. They feel. Hey, Mom.
Dum dum dum.
What? Why ain't none of y'all talking? What happened?
No Filter got a phone call.
Ain't even shit. That don't mean y'all stop talking.
I'm talking / doing research.
All right. What? I don't know. All right. Everybody muted the mic. What the fuck is going on? Fine. I guess I'll carry this whole cast. So a lot of times what I see is going on in the mentality that a lot of men don't understand is, see, they're the ones being suckered into it by everyone else. It's a push for the third party overman of it. Even if you talk about just a community-wise, family-wise, it's still always going to be there. And the thing what a lot of guys don't get is, see, those things are not for the benefit of the individual man. Those are for the benefit of the woman and others. And the others part, where you can go ahead and fill that in yourself. It's pretty self-explanatory. You fucking get it. And so there's no reason for yourself to even go along with that. See, my thing is, that's what you need to understand, especially, like, I remember when it hit me that what Top Dollar was saying about the women being agents of the state. Well, yeah, they are. They push for that shit. Women will always push for something like that. Well, that's how it goes. They want, again, because as a man, you're like, well, why would I need a third-party dictator over this? Well, see, yeah, you would say that, but the woman, of course, no. She's like, well, no, it just makes sense, and da-da-da, and they'll milk out the fuck out of you. Because it's for their security. Theirs, not yours. Believe me, not yours. In fact, you have nothing to win off of that.
Yeah, and going back to what I was saying before I had to answer the phone. I was telling dude, I was like, dude, man, you 30 years old, man. You made it to a point. You made it. You made pinnacle life. You in great shape. Like, keep it that way, dude. A piece of mind is more important than a piece of pussy, bro. I'm sorry, bro. I'd rather have peace of mind than a piece of pussy. Everybody looked at him like, what the fuck is wrong with this dude? Like, there's the dude who tapped me on the shoulder. It's like, what did you just say? I was like, yeah, I meant every word. Like, you really feel that way? I'm like, yeah. It was like, what the fuck is wrong with you? I was like, dude, it's like, and everybody shocked at me. I'm like, what you mean shocked? I'm like, they act like they seen a ghost or some shit. I'm like, but nah, man, nah, I can't support that shit, dude. Like, that's why I tell them, I said, dude, I can't support that shit, dude. I'm sorry, I can't, man. That to me, that I can't do that, man. I'm sorry, I can't, man.
Well, you know what? I mean, you're opining like most of us MGTOWs would. You know, if somebody said, "Hey, y'all want to," if you got a blue pill or purple pill friend or whatever, and they're like, "Oh yeah, you know, I want to marry this bitch. What do you think?" Our logical answer immediately would be no. You know.
Yeah.
And you're not crazy for saying that, No Filter, not by any means.
I mean, people don't get it though. It's like when I see guys, like, it's like my whole thing is like when I see guys, but they excited about to have a baby. I'm like, your life is over, man. I'm sorry, man. Your life is fucking over, dude.
They don't say it like that because you got to remember it goes into the falsity that they were promised. They were promised that this thing will make them happy. It needs to be done. It has to be done. Basically, they're given a task. Now, if anybody knows, like, when you give a man a task, a hardworking man or a man who's about his purpose and all that, give him a task and give him purpose. Well, guess what? That's going to get done. That's going to be prioritized. in a sense, we are. Damn, I don't want to say this. But technically, we are like robots. We will be task and goal oriented. And so once that's given, you have to remember that is actually what is being given. That is what's being put upon you. This is your purpose, your goal, your task. This is what you're after. Now go get it. And yeah, that's what the man's gonna do.
I mean, I can't support that shit, dude. Like I'm sorry, man. I mean, the cynical in me is like, dude, I'm sorry, dude. Like, I'm so glad I'm so glad I'm fucking free from this bullshit because I'm just
You're not free from shit.
Well, you ain't free from it. I ain't free from it. It's just that I'm out of that mentality. I'm out of that mentality.
That's where you save yourself first. If you can't save yourself mentally, then you're fucked.
Right.
Yeah,
the mind rules the body.
Yeah, man. And I think people don't just. For me, just when I see anytime I hear a dude about to have like I see kids as a fucking burden, man. I mean, I see it as a burden.
Here's the thing, though. I actually got a fixture mentality because I used to think like that too. It's not the kids that are a burden. See, my thing is, like I said before, children are not a problem. Children are not a problem. They really actually aren't that difficult.
It's the state and the fucking bitches you gotta deal with. That's the fucking problem.
Don't even say the state. It's actually the bitches. And literally,
I don't know too much about children being not being that difficult because
they take a lot of time and energy. But my thing is,
but what about the money?
Oh, money. Well, number one, actually, I love that part. I love to hit on this part too, because it's so funny. They say kids cost this much and that much and this much and that. I'm like, yeah. Well, all right, see, that's cool. But see, my thing is, so you're paying for the insurance, they need food, clothes, all that shit, right? You're doing that for like 18 years. So I remember them kept doubling up shit. They kept adding more and more and more. And like, yeah, this is how much the kid costs. And I kept looking at this shit. I'm like, oh, something about that seems a little off. It really seems a little off. Because when you actually talk to a lot of parents and shit, and their kids are grown and shit, and you ask them, like, you know, what was the most difficult part and all that shit and blah, 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 and all this. And, you know, the thing is, as far as the money goes, I'm starting to think there's a little bit of an issue there. Because from what I've seen, if you were literally, let's say you have one kid, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, as far as private school, you don't really need to do that. Number one, you should move to a better area in the first place if you're going to have kids. Medical expenses and shit like that, like God forbid they have huge medical issues, you know what I mean? Let's hope they're all healthy. Let's just use that as a generality. A completely healthy child. As far as it goes, what they're projecting, what they say, like $1 million?
I heard 250. I did hear 1 million before, but I've only heard 250.
You know, the craziest thing is what's that guy's name? Amiri King.
Wait a second.
He's one of those Viners, and he talked about literally because he's a single father, and I've never heard him complain about money problems with his kid once.
Talking about D-Storm?
Who?
D-Storm?
What the hell is D-Storm?
The thing about this,
the Viner.
I don't know.
What if the cost of living change based upon the area? Because I'm talking about if you are within a city like Washington, D.C. or New York City, very expensive alone just for you to live. Because the average rent in a lot of these cities is like $2,000 a pop.
Yeah.
So adding a kid upon that, I just don't see it being very feasible unless you have a really great job. Because the taxes and the cost of living and the rent and the utilities, that shit is not easy.
Yeah, but why the fuck would you even do that in the first place with all that? That
actually, Forbes has actually said it takes $91,000 a year to break even in New York. $91K a year. Uh-huh.
You want kids? Fuck that shit. Hell no.
Break even? What kind of life can you live breaking even?
What is breaking even? What the fuck does that mean?
It's like, oh man, I didn't starve.
Meaning you're actually able to offset the entire cost of living in fucking NYC.
I wasn't able to save a fucking dime this year.
So
but,
wait,
you know, I didn't starve.
Hold the fuck up. Wait a minute, because now it's just not making any sense. Because all right, number one, the majority of women, let's be honest, they're not up there ranking in bucks at all. That's not a thing. I like how they try to paint that picture. They can go to fucking hell. So again, damn near every bitch has from all the child support and the goddamn welfare and all the other.
Well, they are provided for and taken care of. You can't take a woman's situation and then compare it to a man. A man's not going to get those benefits necessarily. The woman will be paid for by the state. Will you necessarily be paid for? No.
Hell no. Number one, you'll hear a lot of these single fathers even talk about that. It's like I remember one guy. What did he say? He said he tried to go down there and they basically like laughed at him or some shit and just like pushed him out. Like, yeah, get the fuck out of here. Like you're a man. So my thing is I don't know. Like, my thing is a lot of those single fathers when I hear this shit, they basically is like they realized it was sink or swim, and they had to get up and do it. And they don't talk about how they went out and they became a millionaire. No, they said they made it work. They literally got that shit done. They figured out how to do it. It was basically certain things. And my thing is with them, here's one thing I always love to wonder and know. So the woman, even if it's like a household where the woman's working also, the thing is I see women's spending habits and how they manage money, which is that in itself is milk apple. My thing is the added expense of the woman and the shit that she likes to add on to it, because they always add other shit onto it. And somehow they do this thing where they're basically their income and shit like that, and then other people around their social whatever the fuck become part of that too. When you remove the bitch, doesn't that take away a lot of that shit? Because her added income isn't really even added income at the end of the day.
Yep.
I'm just starting to think like, dog, it's all fucking milk apple. It's all bullshit.
Yeah. I mean, my thing is like, for me, it's the cynical in me. I just feel like at one time I think back to myself, like, why the fuck did I want a family again? And seeing this shit going on, especially in the state of Georgia, man, the child support laws are fucked up, dude. Like,
no, they're like that everywhere. There's a guy.
Nah, I gotta stop you, SFM. In the South, they are especially ruthless. Florida courts are known for being especially ruthless. Like they will go to further lengths other courts won't.
Oh yeah, Florida, man, they'll fucking execute you for stealing a candy bar.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, they will. I mean, they will. I mean, man and woman, man, they'll fuck you up.
And let's not forget, this was the state back in 2001 that, quote unquote, accidentally, quote fingers, outlawed and banned all use of computers.
Wait, what happened?
In 2011, I believe it was, they, quote fingers, accidentally outlawed all use of computers. I'm not making this shit up.
Well, you know what? In Florida, there was a comic book artist named Mike Diana who drew a comic book called Boiled Angel. Boiled Angel is totally degenerate, disgusting, sick in the head, but it's just artwork, okay? Anyway, they took him on an obscenity trial and called it not civil but criminal because they thought that he was fueling the desires of serial killers. They put Mike on probation and said, you are not allowed to have art materials in your home while you live in the state of Florida. So you cannot write more, draw more issues of Boiled Angel. Look it up.
What?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, like, the comic books are disgusting. I'm not gonna deny that, but at the same time, they're just pen, ink, and white paper. They would every month bring probation officers into Mike's apartment to make sure that he was not drawing. Oh yeah.
That's some simp shit, dude. God damn, man.
Mike Diana, look it up.
That's some sucker shit, man.
All right, so yeah, Mortified, I just looked into that. Those motherfuckers. Again, don't like the South. Not a fan. Never have been. Never will be.
The South is horizon.
Nobody goes up north to retire.
Rise.
Well, what was
The
that?
South shall rise. Praise Lord to the Confederacy. Them Yankees are gonna get it.
I said nobody goes up north to retire.
That's because you pussies can't handle the cold.
I did.
I grew up in the cold for 19 years. What are you talking about?
I don't know.
Man, I tell you flat out, dude. Living in Atlanta, man, is a fucking cesspool, bro. Like the sipping down here is fucking utterly ridiculous, man. This whole this past weekend, not this past weekend, like this past weekend, man, I saw so many couples doing PDA and holding hands.
Yeah. No filter, you're breaking up.
Yeah, like. But based on saying like
you don't give a fuck.
based all last weekend, I saw a couple doing PDA, like PDA and holding hands. I just want to punch them motherfuckers in the face when they did that shit. Man, I'm like, God damn it, man. Can I come for 1 week and enjoy what I thought motherfuckers sipping doing this sipping bullshit, man?
My thing is, I'll put it like this, because I love those guys when they talk about the traditional values and all that other shit. That'll reinstill everything. I'm like, you are a fucking idiot. No, it won't. It won't help shit. They talk about like, we just get rid of the government and we just start, policing and govern ourselves. I'm like, how the fuck do you think all this shit started, jackass? How do you think it really works? So you think like the government just magically appeared like a bunch of motherfuckers in just like robes and shit and suits?
Right.
Just rolled up like, hey, we know how to fix all y'all problems. That's how it worked? No, that's not how it happened. People designated those roles, those job titles, all those things. That's how it goes. Like these things literally fuck the party. They naturally occur. And it's for a reason. Now, a lot of guys, I see them, they want a solution of what is, I'll put it like this. No matter what the time period or whatever, you're going to realize that it's the same thing. Men and women haven't really changed. Men and women have not really changed at all. Yes, of course, men do change certain behaviors and shit like that for women, like dumbasses they are. But yeah, it's always been the same. Women want to be taken care of. Men want to protect and provide. It's the natural dynamic. Because I saw somebody, they did a video talking about how social media affects something like women's narcissism. Something. I'm like, you're a fucking idiot. You don't need social media for women to behave the same way they are now. It's always been like that and always will be. The thing is, what they're talking about is how quickly they can communicate to a larger pool of men and how much attention. Well, the simping. Well, the simping is a constant thing. Women deal with the simping on a daily basis. It's always been a thing. We see that shit. It really is. It happens all the goddamn time. Why do you think women love having little male harems about the guys they call friends? Yeah. Again, none of this shit is new. My thing is, that's why I was going back to the law thing. A lot of those behaviors were more socially curbed than they were. Well, number one, legally wasn't a thing. It was more socially curbed. Because my thing is, I remember reading this thing. It was like, I forgot what the fuck it was. About like, some bitch on the streets with the kids because, the dude put her the fuck out and blah, blah, blah. And it was supposed to be all sad and shit. And I'm just sitting there like, well, you fucked up. And it's just one of those things where I start realizing where a lot of men's minds go. Because that whole protecting of the women. See, a lot of guys like Angry Mix, he talked all that shit. Like, these women will be dying in the street. And he's going to take in every last one of them. He's going to take in every last one of them to give them a sandwich for a blowjob. He's going to be the one to take in all of them. Because I laugh a lot of these guys because they're sitting there and saying this. And I was talking about this last night where I'm like, well, wait a minute. It's an instinctual drive for you to want to actually protect. Actually, let me just take the women part out of it. Men literally actually like protecting something they see as weaker. And, not as strong. I'm not talking about food. Because we know what food is. I'm talking about something that's weaker and not as strong. Like, especially when it comes to people. So, my thing is, when it comes down to women and all the suffering they say they're going to see and all that, well, my thing is, when you go look around, and I'm not talking about the super crazy, they need meds like a motherfucker ones. How many homeless women who look normal do you see? I'd love to know because a lot of people probably do a lot more traveling around than I do. As like, but so how many homeless women do you really fucking see?
None.
Yeah, yeah. So again, a lot of these guys who they sit there and they act like that. Oh, I'm so hardcore now. Fuck these bitches. You know they deserve everything they get. And I'm like, well, yeah, you have to understand. You're probably not gonna let that happen. In fact, no dude's probably gonna let that happen. They talk a lot of big game and all this, and I'm wondering. I sit there and I wonder, do they see it for what it is, or are they just pump faking? Are they just running with something? Or are they just hitting on something? Is this just a place for them to go and bitch about women and talk about how shitty women are and shit like that, or do they really see what the fuck it is? And at the end, are they really looking in the fucking mirror and looking at the male biology and instincts? Because my thing is, that same thing I'm hitting on now is the reason why this shit will never stop. It's gonna keep going. It's gonna get worse.
Meanwhile, in Gotham, Midtown, there is giving me spit pee with knowledge bullshit.
Who gives a fuck about him?
Hey guys, Remy and Johnny here. Okay, so before I start my video, I'd just like to tell you guys that I have a Patreon account and also I have a Bitcoin account. So feel free to send me some money. And also, women will never love you! Never love women! Women will always stab you in the back! Alright guys, that's it for today's video. And don't forget to pump and dump those whores and break in that bad.
Hi everyone, this is Angry MGTOW, and if you don't and you bitches will go homeless if you don't suck my cock for money.
Here's the thing: a lot of these guys aren't really adding up when it comes down to it. Is if they don't look at themselves again, because they're giving in to exactly what the fuck I'm talking. They don't look at themselves and see exactly what part of them, what part of the male instincts that actually can cause an issue like this, or keep it perpetuating. Then again, what the fuck use are they? They're cannon fodder. That's all they are. They're just fucking cannon fodder. And I know that sounds fucked up, but hey, it's true. The more somebody walks towards sacrifice, the more somebody walks towards something that you understand exactly how it works. I like when people say, well, you don't know what's going to happen until you do it. Well, no, you have a good layout, though. And yet they're going against it all, saying that it's something different. Because obviously they don't even understand them goddamn selves. You can say something's different all the fuck you want. It's the same goddamn thing. Using a different word doesn't change what the fuck it is. In fact, we only use the word because, shit, that's the only way we can indicate it. Communication. So, I don't know. It's just after a while, I'm going to see and just keep looking around and hearing these fucking idiots. I didn't get to at all this. I won't be able to for a few months probably. But yeah, there's more and more of this dumb shit. These guys, they throw MGTOW on there and they say all this, they say all that. And I'm just wondering, and they swear up and down they got these solutions and all this shit. I'm like, all right, cool. What is it? And I'm like, well, no, that's not a thing. No, that's not a thing. No, that's not a thing. Oh, you actually won't even allow yourself to do that. So I don't know why you're saying that. So yeah, what?
But you know, I feel like ever since, like, and this is my observation of MGTOW versus when it first started. When it first started, I think it was well self-contained. Nowadays, people just take the title and run with it and say, "Well, fuck it, I am a MGTOW."
Any place where males go, there's a grouping of males. Believe me, there's always going to be the hijackers. There's always going to be the ones that say, "Well, those guys over there." I'm pretty sure. Wait, what did that guy say he can do? Wait, what did that guy says he has? Oh man, we got to get some of that. And then take it to the bitches so we can get some sex.
It's like, dude, it's like my thing is like I'm not, look, if you a dude out there, you want to pump and dump, go ahead and ruin your life, go ahead, man, because you know, well, I don't know why the fuck you're doing it. But if you want to do that shit, cool, man. But don't guide other men down that fucking same, bro. Cause that shit, that's how you get child support and packages and the diseases and shit like that. With that same dysfunctional ass mentality, dude. Like, And I feel like when I was watching that shit, like that shit pissed me the fuck off, dude. Watching this, watching your stream you did with Derek, but I'm not gonna say his name, but like when he was giving that advice, I'm like, dude, come on, fam. Like you know better than this shit. Come on, man. Like you got $2 already in the process. What the fuck? Why you advocating this shit? I'm like, are you gonna be there for them when they get put on child support? No, the fuck you're not.
You know, after a while, because I was just looking over at the Grizzly MGTOW stream and seeing what article it was on, and it ties in together perfectly with what I was talking about earlier.
Mm-hmm.
And well, yeah. See, my thing is, I don't know where this whole sense of that fulfillment is sought after through reproduction. That seems complete bullshit.
Bullshit, dude. It's bullshit.
No, the ongoing of the species is done through reproduction. It was in personal fulfillment is not though. That will not give you anything that's long-lasting happiness or contentment. Those who say, well, yeah, it has for me, well, you go ahead and you run with that then. You have fun. You go chill. Because the thing is, the woman, she has no caring or bearing on that as far as keeping a like family unit or something like that. In fact, in her mind, there is no actual family unit. It's just her and the children, and then your resources and utility, and everyone else's resources and utility.
Well, you know what, SFM, I mean, look at it like this back in the days, again, at Genghis Khan, or any war, but we'll use Genghis Khan, Golden Horde. It's the 1300s, and you're on, you know, you're the patriarch of some little town in, say, Outer Mongolia.
Yes.
And word comes around, you know, you're that leader, and your advisor comes up to you and says, General Choi Bolton, the Golden Horde is coming. We are fucked. And the women of the town are like, yay, we're gonna get fucked. You know, and that's exactly how it was. That's exactly.
Well, yeah, that's exactly. I wish a lot of men would sit there and try to do a good thinking about it. That because I hear these guys in their argument, they're saying, well, I mean, you got to do it, though. You know, you got to do this, you got to do that. And it's just like the whole thing about when they say they throw around the word privilege a lot. And I'm like, we realize just living is a privilege, right? You realize you being alive is a privilege. Right. There actually is no right to life.
No, there isn't.
And when they talk about right to life, you're actually talking about you defending your goddamn self. As in you keeping yourself alive through that of counter force to whatever is trying to kill you. It just seems a little weird that a lot of things people just run with. I will use a quote that a guy gave me. It was society is a thin veneer. Well, so is civilization.
Yes.
And you know, it just people muddy the waters with all this bullshit, and they always just throw all this muck in there and this garbage. And my thing is, you know, just to have fun with a lot of the collapse boys out there. So if all this shit was going on, like literally, I'm talking about people just dying in droves, constant pillaging, constant all this violence, you think your main thought is going to be, well, I need to go set up a place and get a bitch in there, take care of her and love her and have some kids? Motherfucker, how is that going to be? Number one, survival is going to be your main thought. Getting the fuck out of being murdered is going to be your main thought. Where in the fuck, like, what? And so right now I'm sitting around looking around. So, all right, men being thrown on it, but well, men disposable, that's always been a thing. But it's happening in a sense. It's actually like a slow torture. They're keeping you alive and then slowly killing you to basically effectively drain the most out of you they can. And yeah, the whole avenue of reproduction, women is how they're doing it. And yet you're saying, well, but no, but I have to though. You realize, which I hate using this, but it's the most, you know, understood one. You are the lemming, even though that's not really true. The lemmings don't really do that, but whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You
literally should look at yourself in the mirror and try to figure out why you're doing that, because you are the self-sacrificial lamb. You're literally taking the knife and gutting yourself. No one's forcing you to do this. The thing is, they're expecting you to do it though, and you're going with all whims. And my thing is, as a living organism, as a human being, you should look and realize how mortal you really are. That once the death happens, that's it. There's no restart button. And yet they come around and they say this shit. They milk apple the fuck out of existence for people, period. Not realizing, like, yeah, you are a battery. What do you do with a battery when it's done? Well, some people throw it in a recycling bin. I just throw it in the trash. It's no longer useful. It's dead. What do you think happens with you when they bury your ass? Some people, they act it's like it's so hard to come to grips with that shit. Why would it be? My thing is, those who want to wear rose-tinted glasses or whatever the fuck to see something that makes them happy, well, you're an idiot. You should understand that that's not how it works. Life is not a 24/7, 365 party. It's tough. And you literally have the privilege of living. And you should enjoy that. But understand, it's not always going to be enjoyable. It's always not going to be happy. But the last thing you would want to do is understand that there's something out there to get you, and you lie down and take it. You just lie down and die? Why the fuck would you do that? There were always more dead people than alive. The fuck you on? So after a while, yes, a lot of these people, they piss me off. They get on my fucking nerves.
They do.
Because they don't see it. They don't get it. And, you know, is this part of them being hedonistic? Yeah, they fit the fucking description. They are the ones, literally. When shit goes bad, they'll probably be eating and fucking each other to fucking death.
Yeah.
Because they're in such a pursuit of the pain to stop, instead of trying to understand exactly what it is. But that's all that's it. They are the ones who literally are the true embodiment of the Ouroboros. They would probably eat their own fucking arm. All right. I'm done with that.
Wow.
I just had to get it off my chest.
Okay.
But yeah, my bad for being a mood killer.
No, you're not a mood killer. You're giving me a lot to think about.
I think this is just regular ass thoughts, just through the fucking week.
I mean,
after a while, you know, like, what the fuck is the point?
I wonder what your irregular thoughts are. Shit, man. Wow. Yeah.
I don't know. And you just, you know, my thing is, MGTOW, a lot of men need to understand, you don't have to defend your position.
You don't.
No, I don't. And no filter. I mean, you don't either. I mean, I've done plenty of your podcasts.
My thing is
explain yourself, but that's it.
My thing is, like, I feel like this thing to me, I think it was a quote. I forgot, it was a philosopher who said this quote about being alone. It was something he said. It was a deep quote. I can't get the quote down. He was like, most men. It was a quote, and it was talking about being alone. That like most men fear being alone because they feel like it's gonna be the end of the world. But let me tell you something, dude. Like, when you alone, you get a peace of mind that most people don't get, and that's why I think when I first started this channel, I did a stream called "Learn to Be Alone." Like, being alone, dude, it can be the best place to keep your sanity, dude, because when you're around people all the damn time and you got people altering your thoughts and telling you what you think and what you should be doing. It's like when you I'm trying to just I'm learning this shit, because like after I say 2017, I'm clearing out a lot of bullshit out of my life, especially these race bait idiots. But like I gotta say, like, you know, when you alone, man, like it's a peace of mind you get that you don't even get to yourself. Like, I enjoy being by myself, dude. And I know people, you know, oh, that's crazy as hell. Like, dude, like, I feel like most men would get shit done if they spent a lot of time focusing on themselves. Like, ever since I started going to the gym, start losing weight, because I lost a lot of weight. But like, I've been going to losing weight, eating healthier. I've been, you know, taking the proper steps to trying to better myself nutritiously wise. Like, dude, being alone, dude, when you got a girlfriend, wife, and kid, and all that other crazy shit, that distraction shit, you can never get anywhere because it's like everybody fucking constantly fucking reminding you, constantly trying to alter your thoughts. Like I talk about like how about the reason why I look back on my childhood when I was like when I grew up, and like all the problems I had, and I said I just couldn't imagine, like, because I can't tell you how many kids, how many parents I see around pushing their son, and his son's like the son have a mental defect, like disfigured in the face, whatever. The kid may be like have a learning disability, or the kid may be has some type of he Down syndrome, and they pushing this kid in a wheelchair. And I said, man, I don't want that for my life, man. I'm sorry, man. That, to me, I commend those parents for doing that shit, but I couldn't do that, man. I probably disown my child at that point.
Actually, I don't. My thing is, a certain part of me looks at them in a little bit of a skewed view.
Yeah.
Because yeah, there are some that really do love their child no matter what, and yes, they're gonna take care of them. But there are others, literally, if there was no consequence to it, you know damn well what would happen.
Yeah.
And it gets pretty. Hold up. I'm trying to get out of that mode, and it's Saturday. Let's have some fun.
Yeah.
Article squad. I'm trying to find the articles right now. Hold on. All right. So Goonies damn. All right. This was by accident. I did not do this on purpose. All right. So Goonies actress is an abortion activist now. She says her first abortion was her best one.
What?
Well, my thing is I actually trafficked on this quite best. Literally, women naturally, the whole abortion thing. See, that's the reason why with the whole law shit. I'm trying to get a lot of guys to understand that doesn't mean shit. See, the whole thing about the birth thing. Remember, they hold the babies, and there's a reason why when they birth the babies, you probably shouldn't hand the baby to the bitch. Probably not at all.
Yeah.
Because you think that in that moment, like literally, I talk about, and this is a real life story. Like, I actually know these bitches who did this shit. And literally, the baby got born, the woman killed it, and the grandmother helped her bury it in the backyard.
What? Well,
yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. Like Traversable was saying, they'll take the baby away from the mother after it's born for about 15 minutes to a half hour, so the mom doesn't go completely haywire and kill the kid.
Well, see, my thing is, I don't know if it's really completely haywire. I think it's more of her just looking, judging, seeing, and then after that, if it's not up to standards, clap.
Yeah, she'll break its nose or fucking kill it or crush its head or smother it.
I love the saying. What was Day Dad? What was Day Dad on next Friday? Hey, Day, that crazy bitch out there, crazy bitch out there again.
Oh, this one is actually going to be even better. Should I screen share this shit or?
Yeah, do it. Can you?
I'm screen share this shit. Let's go ahead and read this shit out. Let's brighten it up a little bit in this bitch.
Oh boy. Okay, here we go.
It's late in life. That is bullshit. That is complete bullshit, and we know that. That's garbage. Oh wait, who's it by? Melanie. What was that? Notkin? I don't give a fuck.
What the fuck?
I hear the same story told in different ways all over. Again, this is why I keep laughing at a lot of guys. They don't get it. The woman's goals and your goals are two different fucking things. All right. So if you sit there and think that a woman's gonna help you with some shit you see wrong, they don't care. Women aren't all virtuous and vigilant. It's not. They look at it as like it's not their fucking problem. The men need to handle this. So again, I'm laughing at this article just about the fucking picture alone. Two guys.
Oh
yeah, playing video games is childish. Yeah, with childish shit playing video games.
Oh wow.
Oh, there's beer and there's pizza. You fucking child.
We gotta like rewrite that. Like, fat women are to blame for men making cat ladies.
You know what, man? I want to rant about that shit too, because I had a fucking I had a girl. I was this chick this past week, and we was having a conversation about like childish men. She was like, I think guys that's into the millennial man, which is guys our age, whatever, talking about like, I think guys, I think the millennial men of the generation is part of the problem. And then I was trying to give her like just offer some insight to the conversation. I'm like, well, so you saying I'm part of the problem? And she was like, yeah, she was like, because you millennial men get your video games, you got your comic books, you got this and that, and y'all men ain't trying to take care of your women. I'm like, but, and I was using
right there. I was about to point it out. I was like, yeah, she said it out loud. She said it the fuck out loud.
For me, I'm laughing at the conversation because I used the conversation against her. I was like, well, I'm like, but ain't y'all strong and independent, right? She was like, what? I'm like, you strong and independent, right? I'm like, y'all see, y'all don't need us. So a lot of millennial men saying, fuck it, we just checking out. We work our jobs, we pay our bills, we do what we need to do. We go on our vacations, we do our job, we do what we supposed to do as men. And I'm like, y'all making it easy, y'all create the hostile environment. So don't blame us for the situation for what it is. And she was like, it's childish men part of the problem, and these women are unhappy.
Okay, you know what? Let's hit on that aspect of the word childish.
Yeah,
now
man,
when you're talking about childish, that means childlike in behavior and mentality. So number one, I never saw a kid go to work. Never saw that shit. Never saw a kid be responsible with bills and all that shit and take care of themselves, literally feed themselves, live by themselves. I've never seen a kid do that. Let's see, handle responsibilities. Well, guess what? Me finding some random bitch and impregnating her, not my responsibility.
Yep.
Literally is not a responsibility. See, responsibility, that is something that has to be done. I don't have to do that shit. Now, when you say that the human species needs, yeah, I can see where I kind of milk out myself right there. But yeah, push myself into a corner on accident. I didn't even do that. Shit, push myself into a corner. Fuck, now I gotta get out of it. All right, so let me bob move to the left. As far as it goes with responsibilities, tell you the truth, I don't owe shit to the human species.
I know.
I never asked to be born.
No,
I was just born. So
absolutely.
I don't responsibility to make more people. No, I technically don't have that. Responsibility to take care of a woman. Well, again, let's go back to exactly what No Filter said. They're strong, they're independent, they can take care of themselves, blah, blah, blah. In fact, through the advent of technology and everything like that, they can go and compete in the jobs and everything. They're not discriminated against by any means. In fact, they're propped up and pushed forward above men on a regular in any fucking field.
Yep.
So, yeah, responsibility. Well, actually, here's the thing. Because let's also go with this with the natural argument of women and it's their children. So isn't it their job? Aren't they they should be responsible for getting pregnant, right? In fact, they are the ones. They should be responsible for, because again, women they're the reason why men are even still alive and all that shit. So yeah, shouldn't they? They're the ones responsible for propagation, right? They're the ones responsible for birth, all that, right? So they're the ones. It's actually their responsibility to go out and get pregnant and have kids. I don't think the man has any responsibility in that at all. I mean, we look at the aspect of hypergamy with them basically picking out the best genetic material. So yeah, it's actually their responsibility. So with that responsibility, they have the rights too, and I guess they have the authority over that. So they can go ahead. So when you throw all that into their arena, and then you say, well, what's the man's responsibility? Oh, the man's responsibility is basically just not to go around killing everybody. Oh, that's it? Sounds like it to me.
Well, look at it like this.
MU was playing devil advocate all day. I couldn't do it once.
No, but I mean, like SFM, when you look at it, in the article right there, it says, but at 39, Joanna is still single and childless and unsatisfied in her career. Okay, I'm working a career that I never thought that I would be able to do or be any good at. It turned out I was all right. Okay, fine. I'm single. I'm childless. I'm happy to be so. I mean, it's a state of mind.
Yeah,
and these women are not able to fucking
find it. You know what? It's really easy. Let me just, in fact, I don't know how you didn't see this one right here. So there's 34-year-old Kate who works in the finance downtown. She's beautiful, smart, talented. That is subjective as fuck. Everything going for her. Her colleagues tell her, her colleague tells me, but her boyfriend doesn't feel settled in his career, so she spent thousands of dollars to freeze her eggs as she wants for him to be ready. And then she wants him to make enough fucking money.
Right, she wants resources. That's it.
It's not that hard to understand. Why don't they get it? The more you diminish men and you push these bitches over them, well, the less birth rates you're going to have. The more you just prioritize women, we need to educate them and lift them up because they're going to hoist our society up. No, the fuck they won't. They literally will not. That's not going to happen.
And you know what so pisses me off? SFM with these dumb arguments where it's like, childish men or the millennial man is part of the damn problem. I'm like, is you part of the problem? You want to be empowered. This is what fucking happens when you empower people. You get it's like arming. It's like giving women a nuclear. It's like giving women a nuclear bomb, saying, you know what? Don't bomb shit up. As soon as a man get out of line, she let that nuke off, and she killed millions of men in the damn process because this one guy decided to disagree with her. It's like you giving somebody a nuclear bomb and you tell them don't use the shit. They're going to use it eventually. They may not use it at that moment, but the problem with these people don't get is like, this is why I hate about these articles, man. You want to call us childish, but we ain't like, blame the government. Government is giving people all these power. Blame the Constitution Society, blame the child support laws, blame divorce court, alimony, all this other bullshit going on. Like, blame the Constitution Society for creating an environment for the millennial men saying, fuck this shit. I'm not engaging in this type of reckless behavior. It's like to engage in this type of behavior is basically committing suicide. It's like jumping into a pool of water and don't know how to swim. Like, you just basically about to drown yourself. Like, who the fuck
filter though? Yeah, but no filter. It's like the MRA. They think they can go up against the state to make everything right again, and all they're doing is trying to headbutt Aries of the fucking ram. They're going to get their goddamn necks broken.
It's the dumbest shit in the world. If they really pay attention to what it really is, it's like, dog, at the end of the day, there's no fixing this shit. It's a little too late. A little too late? No, it's way too fucking late. And you know, all these virtue signaling egalitarian motherfuckers, you can go to hell because you're part of the problem too. My thing is, again, with that whole they're jumping with a saying that you hear in fucking kindergarten about fairness. Shut up. That's not how it works. And I'm not saying might is right, which technically we ain't gonna get into that today. We ain't doing all that.
Thank you.
Yeah, but my thing is, once you start with that mindset that everyone needs to be treated equal, well, everyone's not fucking equal. Nope. And also, the thing is, women have their roles, but you release women from their roles, but you keep men in theirs. Well, the thing is, you're handicapping the shit out of men, and you're pushing women up. Women don't want someone they see as lesser than them. They don't want a man who they see as they can compete with. And my thing is, they're basically giving this falsity of women competing with men. When no, you're giving them a leg up. Because in reality, no, the fuck they can't. And so, you wonder why they don't want to do it. Well, why would they want to? What? I mean, again, incentive and disincentive. What incentive do the women have to not take privy to all the extra special benefits and shit they're given?
There is none, because they get everything thrown at them. And if they don't have it, they'll burn down a college campus, and the government will throw money at it, and they'll get it.
Exactly. So at this point, my thing is, and I'm not trying to sound nihilistic here or anything like that. I'm just saying, fucking let it go.
Yep.
Fuck it. I mean, there's nothing you can do to fix this shit.
Nope.
No one's gonna give a fuck about your decision because they're all trying to be all virtuous and altruistic. I love the world and everyone's equal and I'm not a hateful person. Fuck you. All right. My thing is, going with a little dumbass attitude, you're gonna end up breeding hateful people. Yep. You're gonna end up breeding some of the most psychotic motherfuckers out there.
And what? And a lot of these people don't realize. Here's the thing: when I say it all the time, I like when you empower people, when you empower one gender, but you weaken the other gender. First of all, you're doing society a disservice. Two, one, if a war breaks out, and all the men are feminized, it'll fucking happen. None of these dudes ain't trying to fight a damn war because they too fucking being bitchified, being feminized and shit. And it's the whole thing. Like when I'm going back to the point you were saying for SFM about the workplace. 90% of jobs in workplaces, unless your business is private, even your business is private, this shit can be taken down. Is that unless it's private, that they got females in CEO positions because of affirmative action. Take away affirmative action, 90% of females probably will be fucking fired a can at that point because it's like one, the government they have no incentive to keep that person around. The only reason why they keep these motherfuckers around because the government does it. Take government out of it. What these female? What? All
right, and I want to point out part of this article where literally they're lying because they're saying it in falsely. Women want an equal partner. That's not the truth. That's not at all. Women want to be a dependent to someone superior, financially.
Yeah, they want to retire at 35 on your fucking dime.
Yeah, so right now they're saying women want an equal partner. That's not true at all. They do not want an equal partner. That's not how it goes. No woman wants to keep working, busting their ass for the rest of their goddamn life. I wish they would quit lying. But there are increasingly fewer candidates to choose from. Oh, I wonder why. I mean, you treat men like shit, throw them under the bus, fuck them over, cut off avenues, all types of shit. Yeah, all right. And of course, that's where those the dudes who swear up and down alpha as fuck. That's where they come in. Well, hey, I made it, bro. You know, I broke that shit out. I alpha that shit, bro. Like, all right.
Hi, guys.
Exactly. Hi, guys. Well, look, hold on, guys. You don't insult me immediately. Hold on, guys. All right, look, I know you said, look, come on, guys. Come on, guys. I made an error of judgment. I thought I knew what I was doing. That name wasn't even necessary. All right, I don't even know what a simp is. I don't know why you call me that. But it's like, what the fuck? But yeah, it's getting to that point where my thing is I'm not gonna even screenshot the rest of the article. That's not even important, honestly. We just got what we needed from there, anyways. If you don't realize that, literally, when it comes down to it, that yeah, the hellstorm. Well, the hellstorm really is just the Aboris. People are going to do this to themselves. And it's going to happen all over the globe. Would you mute your phone? I know who it is. Yeah, I'm about to say I know who it is. Like, really?
Mute squad.
And my thing is, as far as the collapse thing, people are going on a crazy route with that. But if you think that a little bit of the rubber band effect that I've talked about before, if you think that's not happening already, well, no, it is. I just haven't been paying attention enough. I don't know. I need to look into more shit. Because, men don't like being treated like bitches.
Nope.
See, what's happening is, Trav played a point and said the gods of war and talking about the whole thing. And so what you really are seeing is a lot of guys are getting pissed. See, naturally, they can't do, part of them is like, what? That doesn't make sense. No. And they're just naturally growing, and mentally that part is coming out where it's like, no, fuck that. You want to do what? No, you kiss my ass. When you want to cross me, no, you'll die like that. And see, my thing is, they're trying to keep those guys in check. That's what they're doing, going to the extent they're doing. They're trying to keep those guys in check. As far as a war, yeah, that probably is what's gonna happen. I've said some things before, but I'm like, looking at it and just thinking about it more, my opinion might change eventually. Who knows? But looking at it and thinking about it more, I mean, what else? What are you gonna do? Because you're not gonna keep these guys just restless this long. It's not gonna work like that. And you're damn sure not gonna put a foot on their neck and think they're gonna be cool with it. Like, it's gonna make sense, and then you're gonna try to feminize them too. Oh yeah, they're gonna love that shit.
That's the thing I fucking hate about these dumbass articles. They write article after article blaming men. Like, we ain't part of the problem. It's society that fucking creates it, saying that masculinity is toxic and we can't have these men be masculine.
No, my thing is it's the other males. Literally.
Yeah.
Other males, my bad. That was one good man fallacy. It's the males who literally are in a position to benefit from the destruction of other males. Which I know somebody's like, well, male competition works that way. I'm talking about if you're actually in a real position in life. So I'm talking about you can actually make effects towards the society and the environment. And you're like, yeah, well, I benefit from not being affected by that shit. You literally take yourself out of that circle and then just make dictations and changes.
Well, Filter is like SFM and I were on Traversable's podcast about a week ago, and we were illustrating this point. With this bitch named Marie Kane, who was just, she was saying, you don't need to fear me. You need to fear the CIA because they're my boys. And
dun, dun, dun.
Right, exactly. But I mean, what she's trying to say is, and we broke it down locally, she understands that a woman alone is completely helpless. Not completely, but enough to the point where you can navigate through that. But when she puts the state behind it, when she puts authority behind
basically
it,
other men with authority, basically higher ranking than you. Like, literally, let's be honest. Average guy, then you got police, then you got everybody above. Yeah. Again, yeah. What are you gonna do? Well, my thing is, you're gonna do whatever the fuck they tell you. You can like rage out and battle it out, but you're one dude. You're probably gonna die that day, or you just
You
get basically
MGTOWs better
beaten
calm
Yeah,
down.
and
and
locked up.
ultimately, you got to answer to the judge, and well,
MGTOWs better play it nice. Otherwise, the CIA and aliens from UFOs are gonna come down, be beating down, and they're gonna get you.
A lot of
My
people
thing
don't
is,
get that shit.
yeah, but my thing is,
She's
here's the
going
thing:
to,
you don't have to
she
put.
is going to send an army of extraterrestrial faggots over here to MGTOW. And they're
Does
gonna
she
come
not?
over here
Here's the
with the
thing: what I
lasers.
don't think a lot of these women don't get. Do they not understand that they are literally the entry point to that? Once you cut them out of the situation, you don't have to deal with that shit.
Yep.
Literally, no bullshit. If you never put a bitch in it, you don't have to deal with that.
no, you don't.
Because remember, in the situation she's talking about, she's the reason why you're going to get hit with all that force. But if you literally cut her out, like literally, just imagine
Yeah,
somebody hitting a
MGTOWs.
spin move on that shit. Just out of there.
SFM, you need to calm down. Otherwise, she's going to send aliens and extraterrestrials
And the
from
CIA.
space down to blast us.
No,
Oh
no
shit,
filter,
the
man.
aliens are coming down. Ah, fuck.
No filter,
The
man.
aliens are
You had
coming
to
down.
watch that. You had to watch it. She honestly was saying
I
that
gotta
kind
get
of
the
stuff.
shotgun. She sent the extraterrestrials. It's go time.
Well, my thing is, that's what a lot of guys don't get. See, a lot of dudes that they sit there and they get in these weird ass relationships with these women, which is really just a woman trying to dominate the man. And they swear them down. The woman loves them and all this shit. I'm like, well, no, you're not special. No, there's nothing just individual about you that makes her feel this type of way. No, you're just really a home based dude. That's it.
You know how many times? You know how many times I hear my fucking friends they get in relationship with their girlfriends and they be like, "I'm in love." I'm like, dude, like, man, where it goes down here from that point. What the fuck, man? What the fuck is wrong with you, dude? Boy, I tell you, dude. I'm so glad I'm out of that mentality, man. Cause that shit, that man, that's a dangerous road to be heading down, man. Shit to get you killed.
Yeah, well, that's the violence by proxy. It's like no filter. Say you say something salty to a woman, she got a man, and then she's gonna say, "Oh, hey, Mr. Man, no filter said something to insult me," and then she runs behind his back and says, "Go get him," and he'll do it. He'll do
You
it.
know what? You know what I mean?
He'll try to fight you.
I mean, and what pissed me off with that shit is that there's dudes who will fucking throw their cape on to say these bras, man. Like, man, my feet, no, like I'm quote Grizzly Midtown. No bitch is worth you going to prison over, bro. It ain't worth it, bro. It ain't worth
Nothing
it,
is
bro.
worth
Like
going to prison. Nothing is.
it's nothing like nothing, bro. Like, nah, man. It's like the whole idea, and that's the reason with me is like I avoid them all contact. Like shout to MA. But like when MA did the stream about like meeting the chick that he was talking about dating the chick and she said she gonna fuck him over and he's willing to fuck with that. I'm not running with my dice like that, bro. Like, hey, you wanna do that? Go ahead, man. I couldn't do it, dude. I commend him, but do what you wanna do with that, but I couldn't do that shit, bro. If somebody willing to fuck me over and willing to admit that shit, nah, bro. We cutting all ties, bro. Fuck that shit.
No,
You
that's
just
how
wanna say you
strong
want,
it is.
huh? Yeah.
That's how strong it is. The whole.
Well. Whoa.
Whoa.
Everybody die?
No,
He's there.
we're reading this link he put about SFM put Texas middle school teacher accused of horrifying sexual behavior with student, and she probably gets house arrest. I don't know, man.
Not surprised.
Okay. A $500 fine. Oh boy.
Damn.
You go, girl. You go. Yeah.
But you know what? I was You know what pissed me off yesterday? I was watching Antoine Fisher, like about the story about him, his foster sister and how he grew up foster care system and shit. And I was watching that shit and the whole idea when he's meeting his mom. Well, this is an old movie. Y'all motherfuckers still crying spoiler. Fuck you, okay? But like that scene when he meets his foster sister, he's grown up now. And he was like, "Oh, 5 years old, you knew what you did to me." And it's like you see this shit, and it's like, but that was a dude. Y'all be fucking 10 feet on the ground. And that dude, like, he had fucking problems and shit. He was fighting dudes on the ship and shit. And it's like I get pissed off at that type of shit when I be here. I'm reading the article currently on SFL. You just put in the chat, and it's like that's fucked up, man. They get away with this shit, but like that's fucked up, man. And them boys gonna be fucked. That 8-year-old kid, that eighth grade gonna be fucked up for the rest of his life because of that bullshit, man.
Well, you know what? Like the article SFM just put up, if that were a man right now, you'd see the comment section full of men and women and men saying, like he should be blown from a gun and his head should be mounted on a fucking Washington monument just to prove a point as a reminder. But with woman, it's like, okay, we have to pass the pussy like a plate of peas on Thanksgiving. Yeah, I mean that's the way. Or, oh man, I wish she was my teacher. She's pretty fucking hot.
Dude, like for me, what pisses me off with that shit is a lot of these boys become rapists. They become what? They become. A lot of these boys got a lot of fucking mind. I have a friend of mine. I'm not gonna say his name because he got personal problems. But he was talking about like how he was I think he was 20. Well, he was what 14. He was like 14. Was 13, 14 at the time when he lost his virginity. And the woman had to be 30 years old. The girl had to be like what 27 years old. So she was a couple years older than him, and like he was talking about like after he had virginity, because all his friends were shaming him, talking about you need to have sex. This 27-year-old girl liked him, and even though he consented to the act, he was like 13, 14 at the time, and he came out. He said by the time he turned 20, he had a baby at 17, and he had a sex addiction, started to have problems. He had a whole bunch of fucking problems. Like he talked about how he lost his virginity at age of 14 because he thought he was ready. He was not ready. His mentally got mind fucked over. He started to become a sex addict, and then now he got tons of kids and tons of fucking mental problems like that. And he says, I regret losing my virginity at the age of 14. And that's why I get so fucking mad when I see guys talk about, man, losing your virginity at 13 is cool. No, the fuck it ain't, dude, because your mind is not mentally ready for that type of shit. Like, First of all, you're still a young person, so you're still trying to figure out what the fuck you want to do with your life. You're a preteen technically at that point. But when you become a teenager, you become 17, you still young as fuck. 18 is still young. Like, you should not be losing your virginity. You should lose. I say keep that shit for your own sanity, but my opinion, for my advice.
It's all good, fam. You just gotta pump and dump some bitches.
Nah, man. And for me, and that's the reason why I advocate that pump and dump bullshit, because it's like, even you can be what 27, 28 years old, you still pumping and dumping, dude. Your life can be fucked up because of that shit, man.
Wait, no filter. Wait. Let me get this clear. He was 14, maybe 13, and she was 27.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Damn.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Taxes, loans.
Damn.
But the thing was like his mom, he consented to the act, so he was like, I made the decision, okay. And he talked about, I was telling him, I was like, dude, you're not ready for that type of shit, dude. Like, you still trying to figure yourself out. It's like, dude, that shit gonna destroy you. And he's like, no, it's not. And the next day I met him, he was so excited, he was so happy. 17 years old, I never forget him. He calls me, he was like, no filter, man, I got a girl pregnant. I'm like, what the fuck happened? He says, I didn't use a condom, and whatever. He says,
right.
And he was like, he said something to me. He was so true. He was like, man, he was right, man. I should have never lost my virginity at 14 or 13, 14, whatever. I was like, you should. I'm like, he was right. I should have kept it. I said, dude, like, keep it for your sanity, man. And for you guys out there, for you virgins guys that listen to this stream, keep that shit, man. Keep it for your fucking sanity if you can, dude. Why? Because you get a peace of mind is more than a piece of pussy, bro. I'm keep saying it until I can't say it no more, dude. A piece of mind is more than a piece of pussy.
Filter, man, I don't advocate, especially in American jurisdictions where it's totally illegal, going to an escort. Like our dude Shingles went, and he was like, he went to one. It's a controlled environment.
Mhm.
It's legal. He's like, I want to see what the fuss is about, and he went and did it. I'm not speaking for him. I'm just saying, you know, it's there. It's documented. He's open about it, and that's cool. But you know, the thing is that I think in our legal paradigm, our legal structure, you don't necessarily have that option regularly, and I think your friend did something very similar to that to see what it'd be like. So I mean, it's something to think about.
I mean, no, but I'm saying like what I'm probably do a stream about this shit. It's like virginity, man, which is why I often say when I tell if you a guy and you a virgin in this time period, man, don't be ashamed of that shit, man. Keep it. Like I think a lot of times people get into this conversation where like especially males because we let our little head dominate our big head from time to time and we make dumbass decisions that don't even think about it a long time. Like I often say when the decisions you make when you're 20 years old, 20, 21 years old, even 18 at one point, decisions you make when you're young will impact you when you get older. So if you got a kid at 17 years old, your life is fucking screwed, dude. Like, I don't give a damn what they tell you. Like when I talk about the time I went to that clinic the second time and that piece of condiment fell off, dude, I was fucking shaking in my motherfucking boots. Luckily, nothing bad never happened at that point. I never caught nothing, and she didn't get pregnant. But what if she would have popped up pregnant? You know, what if my life would have been ruined beyond that point? And what, just so I can get 15 to 30 minutes of pleasure for that shit? And that's why I say fuck you to the MGTOWs that advocate pump and dump. Dude, that shit is dangerous as fuck. Like, I'm sorry, man. I can't advocate that type of shit. Fuck that shit. This shit ain't worth it, bro. It ain't worth it.
Well, I mean, that's the basis of the cost benefit analysis, and I think that many men are more apt to be able to weigh that than a woman might, because women don't have the cost.
They don't.
They only get the fucking benefit. Men, on the other hand, have to deal with the responsibility of X, Y, and Z. Well, hell, the entire alphabet. And therein lies the rub. I mean, think about that for a bit.
What happened?
Go ahead.
I said, what happened?
Yeah. Oh, but I was like, no, I was saying like when I was saying telling guys like keep your virginity, man. It ain't worth it, man. That shit is overrated as fuck. It's overrated. I don't know why I don't even want people to hype that shit up no more like it's supposed to be the grandiose. Like once you fuck this chick, you on top of the world. No, the fuck you ain't, man. Yo, man, it ain't worth it, dude. And that's the reason why I just can't advocate that shit because it's dangerous as hell, dude. And that's why I don't advocate that type of shit. Even hooking up, even like one night stands and hookups, I think that shit is a waste of fucking time.
It is. It is. Like, I've never done that.
It's just nothing but a fucking wham bam and yeah, don't have time for that. Does it?
Yeah, I mean, but let me see. Snap. But basically, I was saying is I think that SF went here, but I was like, I was talking about how my friend lost. He was like 14, I think 14 at the time. And he lost his virginity to a 27-year-old chick. And he had a baby at 17, and then he started becoming a sex addict. He became a sex addict, and it's like he ruined his life after that point. But like he made bad decisions. He made bad choices that end up, ruin.
Oh yeah, just to hit on another point. If you think women don't try to catch men when they're young, yes, the fuck they do.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the thing. It goes back to Antoine Fisher shit. Like, the woman touched him inappropriately, and she's like, well, and she fucked him up because that's why he was getting into fights and shit on the ship and shit. Because like, nah, man, it's like, and that's why I tell people all the time, like, when no 14-year-old should be having sex at no fucking. You should not be having sex at the age of 14. And what pisses me off with that shit is that you got celebrity men advocating that shit. Like, yeah, man, I lost my shit at 14 years old. I'm like, yeah, you just managed to become a big time rapper, dude. But what if you never made it out? What if you never made it? And what if you made a bad choice after bad choice after bad choice, and you would never became that 1 in a million that actually made it? So it's like that shit pissed me off. Like I wish these men would stop thinking.
Hold up, their life's not over. It's nothing but champagne parties and all that for the rest of their life.
Yeah,
it's like a lot of those athletes. You know what happens? A lot of child support, alimony, fucked up shit. More dumbass decisions on doubling down on that. I'm so alpha, bro.
Yeah,
the money doesn't keep coming in the same way.
No, it sure don't.
And guess what? The thing is, even if it does, well, it's getting taken out at higher amounts. There's too many stories I've read about that type of shit, and I'm just sitting there like, all right. Yeah, the thing about it is, there's a reason why they try to tell certain guys in that position to behave a certain way, shit like that, because you are, in a sense, a role model. You are a male role model. You're a male figure.
Yep.
Young boys look and say, yeah, I want to be like that, but then you start going around and sowing all that similitude and all this bullshit and all that traditionalism and everything. You just set them up for fucking failure.
Yep. But you can't tell them that, though. You can't tell them idiots that shit because they still.
Because everyone's going along with the mainstream consensus. What is the majority consensus? And the majority consensus is that marriage and family and put a bitch in it and take care of the bitch and basically submit and behest to the bitch. Over in the U.S., that's the mainstream consensus. Oh, yeah. Yep.
Yeah, I mean, it's.
Yeah,
I mean, but that's. That's the thing that pisses me off the most. That's the thing that truly pisses me off the most when I see that shit. Like, I can't rock with that shit, dude. And for me, it's like I see so many men make, they lose their virginity at a very young age, and that's why I'm so glad I didn't lose my virginity, dude. Because if I lost my virginity at a young age, who knows where I would be right now,
Probably married or on child support.
Yeah. So I mean, like I said before, this is the thing that pisses me off the most. That shit bothers me, man. That shit does bother me, dude. When I see so many young men make the mistake, they fuck their life up from the decisions they make.
I don't know. I kind of ran out of shit to talk about, and y'all act like y'all have nothing to talk about for some weird reason.
Yeah. Y'all want to end the stream here? I'm tired.
You can't just end it talking about ending it. You got to something misguided. Drop some heavy monologue.
Yeah.
No heavy monologue? None? You ain't got nothing?
Mort, shotgun blast.
Nothing? Well, I guess this ending is going to be the most awkward shit you ever hear in your life, because might as well just end it.
You know what? Let me just say this. Fuck it, we'll do it live and